Hey.
Fuck.
Off to a great start.
Totally.
Well, hello everybody. We're gonna vamp a little bit before let people skirt their ways in if they are, and give our dearest Rose some time to get into the actual game.
Yeah.
So I recently got fiber optics in my house, so that's fucking sick.
Sick.
Dope, dude.
My man.
What does that do exactly for you?
It's more stable internet and faster internet. So it's like it's gonna, instead of having dips, it's gonna stay more at a faster pace, and it can go faster.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
That's dope.
At the new house, I'm switching over from the crappy current internet to our previous internet provider of Xfinity, I believe. So I will have a more reliable internet connection as well as soon as I move in.
What is happening? Okay, well, I might have a slice.
And I've got a story to tell if anyone wants to hear about one of my dogs in the new house.
Might as fucking well. It sounds like a good fucking story if it's involving dogs.
Story time. Story time.
Okay, at the new house, it's a 2-story house with a basement, and it's got 2 garages. One in the front by the front door, and then the driveway loops around behind the house to the side into two-door garage. The issue with this is there's a retaining wall that gaps the front door's entryway and the driveway. So it's about 3 to 4 feet high off the ground from where the driveway loops around. My dogs decide that since it's the county, they can run free. So they're off running around, getting their feel of the land, and they come barreling around the house, and 2 of them jump off the retaining wall and land gracefully onto the driveway. And then here comes my old pit bull, Jinx, who comes gracelessly falling off the wall.
Oh, Jinxie.
And does a little roll down the hill.
Fantastic.
Poor Jinx.
Rip.
She got up like a trooper, though.
Mm-hmm.
Good on her.
Just like, I'm fine. What?
You didn't see shit.
Yeah.
All
You know
right.
what you saw? Fucking perfection. That's what you saw.
And then when I brought her
Sounds like
home,
Jinx.
when I brought her home, she was so exhausted from having run around, she couldn't get out of the car. Like, she didn't want to move. She was really comfortable with the heated seats. So I had to, like, scoop her up, and she was like, no, I don't want to go. I take her inside, and she, like, wriggles out of my hands and, like, drops onto the couch.
Alrighty. So, let's just hop into it.
Philip DeFranco, let's jump into it.
Jump right into it. So,
Dawn and Justin, you need to set your characters to characters.
Thank you, Crow. Someone roll a d8. See what dice set we're using for tonight.
With
Hope it's
Rose
not
on,
a
it's clearly the edgy dice. No,
one.
it's 6.
No, 6. We're going to be using just the normal green dice.
I feel like we've used those before.
We have, but I switch up the order every week.
The green for meme.
Gauss and I have assimilated you.
Oh god.
Jesus.
Oh no.
We have become one.
Oh god, no. So, when we last left off, you guys had begun your journey to Malakari, making your way through the provinces and making a stop in Alistar. While there, you petitioned the help for identifying the true nature of this orb of Dalcoran from Tay, the headmaster of the School of Enchantment, who was just a spellbook that was sentient. Presumably a very powerful enchantment wizard had put themselves there long, long ago. And they told you pretty much the same things that an identify spell could, informing you that it's not going to detonate Dalcoran if you walk in there with it. And of various things. And you went to a tavern, as you do, and inside met a very peculiar individual. One with gray skin and misty gray eyes, almost as if like a gray backdrop with some mist flowing through it. And no matter your attempts, they did not speak. And as Thrain was sort of lounging backwards, she heard a soft male voice in the back of her head say, "I forgive you." And that's where we're going to pick up today. So, Thrain, you just heard that voice in the back of your head. We're still in the middle of the tavern.
I get a little startled and like almost fall back in my seat. Oh, angry dogs.
Oh, man.
And the dogs come out.
Really
and
startled, huh?
Oof.
The dogs are like, she's startled now. This is terrible.
The
And,
worst possible thing.
Only true professionals here on Let the Good
Yeah.
Times Roll.
Hey, I can't help that my bears, horses, whatever you want to call them, decide they want to go greet
I'm
every
a
Small
morning.
horses.
professional dumbass.
Heyo.
Professional dumbasses, yeah.
Alright.
That's the
Around.
only professional I ever want to be.
Exactly.
Anyways, go ahead, go.
As I almost stumble back in my chair, I sort of like try to situate myself. Do I need to make a roll?
I would like you to make a wisdom saving throw, please.
I'm okay with those. That's a 1.
Oh.
You called it.
Oh, no.
I'm okay with those.
You were
I'm okay at those.
Oh. Oh. Okay. Oh.
We starting off strong.
Oh yeah, this is you all watch as Athene sort of startled sits up a little bit, and her finger, which looked like wooden, suddenly the hand becomes like bark skin.
And I assume as I'm rocking in my chair, I sort of like slam back down onto the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm being called.
Oh, I was so confused for a second there. I was like, what the fuck? I
Alex!
was genuinely scared. I was like, who the fuck?
This is a strong start to the stream, y'all.
It's
Yeah.
a real good strong start.
I mean,
I wish just her hand transforming into bark was the end of what's happening.
that's it. That's all that happened.
That's all that's gonna happen for right now.
Okay. Disruption should be done.
This time for real.
The dogs are in my room, so if they bark, everyone can hear them again.
So no.
So,
You sleep. Good. Okay.
I love putting dogs down. Just like,
Just I swear to God.
Yikes.
yikes at the
That's a
dark.
big yikes for me, Chief.
I said to
Um,
sleep.
Critical
Maybe.
yikes.
Yeah, Athrin, so your hand just turned into bark.
I sort of lift my hand out shakingly and kind of look it over. What in the world?
How late are you playing?
Ooh,
Ah,
this is so strong.
Honestly.
This
Yeah.
is so
We just
strong.
gotta, like, fuck it, scrap it, fucking start over.
Start over this stream. This would save the VOD so that people see it anyways.
Sorry, we're moving. I'm having people come in and ask me questions. Forgive.
You are forgiven.
You just need a big on-air sign.
That'd be dope.
Yeah.
But Athrain, and as you're pondering this situation, you all hear the sounds of wooden planks cracking and stretching as a tree behind Athrain begins as a sapling and begins to grow to full size, like an oak tree. You all see this. Everyone in the bar is freaking out because there's a tree now just growing spontaneously in the middle of the bar. And many of the people have ran, but the individual with the gray eyes is just standing there, still sitting there. They have not even moved.
I was gonna say if they even turned their head or like
No.
looked in the direction. Cool.
Okay, before anyone can really act, you see a Thrain sort of like, upon hearing what's growing behind her, sort of like shove her hand like up a sleeve or something to hide it, and then just disappear, go invisible.
Oh. You turn invisible. Where are you going?
I'm going outside the bar and into like a nearby alley to try and figure out what's going on.
Okay.
So I don't just cause destruction around me.
All right. And as you move, the tree does not move with her. It just continues to grow, and it seems like it's going to be blossoming into a full-sized oak tree in the middle of this tavern. And just hear the bartender, "Hey, what the hell's happening?
Something in the air, maybe.
Is that druid shit?" And you watch him put his hand under, and you hear a sharp screeching
God,
noise.
A fucking silent alarm.
And he seems to just sort of just tap his fingers expectantly.
Sort of looking around, not sure what's going on.
If I go to jail for this, I'm gonna be very nettled.
Very.
Well, I haven't had anything to drink tonight, so it's probably not that.
So, are we gonna do anything about this?
What exactly are we supposed to do? Chop the damn thing down? I've got an axe. I mean, I probably could do it if that's what we're doing, but
I mean,
it's a nice set piece. It's a very pretty tree.
no, it's not a tree that's meant to be inside.
Well, excuse me. You mind telling me what kind of tree are meant to be inside then?
None of them really. No tree is meant to be inside.
Well, I mean, then this one can be.
No.
Make it something interesting.
No.
I mean, something to bring people to this tavern in particular.
Real quick, Torin, you were in your room, right?
Oh yeah.
I need you to make a dexterity saving throw as branches shoot up through the floor.
Oh yeah. Torrent was trying his damnedest to sleep.
You were sleeping. You heard a lot of loud noises from like downstairs, and you started to toss and turn, and then all of a sudden, light poured into the room as branches shot through the floor.
Yeet. Oh shit.
14. You dodge out of the way. Their branches. They're not exactly fast, but it is progressive, and it is now the tree has broken through the ceiling. You're, oh no! From the barkeep, and Torn, you just
Yeah,
jump out of
I'm
the
just
way.
gonna fucking yeet out and just run away.
Oh fuck.
Well, you run downstairs because you can't really like escape because the tree's obscuring like the windows and stuff.
I was 100% ready to jump out a window.
No, there is
See
no
if
window
this bird can
jumping.
fly.
You can slow fall on a couple levels.
Closest I'm ever gonna get.
It's D&D.
We'll figure it
Anything
out.
can happen.
Well, I guess we
mean-
just start chopping it down then.
Oh yeah,
I'm
Torrent
gonna
just
kinda look at
ran
the
past
barkeep
everybody.
like, what do you want to do about this?
So you're all standing around like contemplating what to do with this tree, which by the way, you've had to move back a few feet because the roots are really big and the trunk is expanding more and more. So you're just like having this conversation like, well, what should we do? And just stepping backwards little by little as the tree's growing, and you just see Torn sprint right past you, Naruto running.
Dorian. Okay, well,
Nope. Nope.
Nope. Nope.
yeah, I'm gonna
Magic
look at the
City
barkeep,
trees
like,
are
what
growing.
exactly
Nope.
do you
This
want?
shit.
I pull out the woodcutter's axe that I have. I mean, I can chop it down. It's gonna take some time, and I mean, it's gonna cost.
It doesn't seem to be stopping.
Nope, it is it is now cresting, breaking through the actual roof
Huh.
of the entire building. Like, it's gone through the second story and is working its way to the ceiling of the second story. And all the people in the rooms have vacated and are running
Yeah.
away.
I think we should do the same.
Eh.
Meanwhile, in the dark alley, you just hear there's very quiet, giant speak of just what the bleep.
Fuck.
Swears are okay, Crow. You can swear should you choose.
No,
Yeah,
that's a good girl.
No, she said
Um,
bleep.
Yeah.
Fair. So, yeah, and as you're thinking about that, Athrain, you see your hand, and now your forearm is bark skin. And
This
it's
is not
slowly
good.
crawling up
Uh-oh.
your arm. And you hear the voice in the back of your head say, "You will guard in my stead."
Oh dear.
Oh, him.
You guys don't hear
Well,
this,
we're
but...
gonna lose a Thrain, guys.
Okay, so you guys are trying to chop down this tree?
Honestly, yeah.
Nah, I'm gonna vacate the building.
Oh,
I'm gonna
I know
try-
what's happening now.
Make an attack roll.
Can I try chopping it
I
down?
have a feeling I know what's about to happen.
No, you're not taking the axe from my hands.
Then can I try it with the mace?
Yeah, just start
If not, I'll
bludgeoning
just
it.
punch
I
If not, I'll
guess.
just punch it.
Sure, go ahead. Do what you wish.
Fuck it, I'm punching it.
All right. Kelso just with the gauntlet just reels back. Goes in for a beak strike. Torin, while he's doing this, where are you going?
I'm just heading out of the city. At this
You're
point,
running
fuck
out of the
this
city? Holy shit.
Sorry.
Fuck
Okay.
this goddamn city.
All right. Athrain, you see Torin just run past you.
Fuck this bullshit ass city.
So you punch the tree and you watch as the bark splinters and shatters, and you hear a Thrain scream out as you take 10 points of damage, Crow.
I'm down.
Okay.
Oh fuck. I'm gonna try and figure out where. I'm gonna try and locate the scream.
All right. It's easy enough. She didn't exactly go far.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But as you run out, you see a Thrain where Calson like destroyed like a good section. Her chest is indented, similarly to like how the tree was hurt.
Oh. Fuck.
And there's
I
blood
know.
like rushing out of the side of her mouth, and you see her entire arm up to her shoulder, and now crawling up her neck is like bark skin.
All right. Don't punch the tree.
I'm gonna scream out loud as I can. Cleric, we need a cleric over here, and I'll to stabilize what I can because I'm like, well, indented chest, it's bleeding. Stop the bleeding. Do something.
Sure, make a medicine check. And it's at this point that you hear the wing beats of griffins
God.
as the Griffin Guard has arrived.
And while I'm stabilizing, I'm, screaming out for a cleric. 'Cause
All right.
fuck, man.
Yes.
That didn't go well. Calson, what are you doing?
I'm not punching the tree anymore. I'm gonna go to try and follow Nyx to see if I can do anything.
All right. As you do, you hear the voices of the Griffin Guard above you say, "Halt! Stop where you are!
You have violated the law.
The law.
What is this?
Now pay a quarter fine or serve your sentence.
What is the meaning of this?" And they point to the tree that's still growing and now has shattered the top of the ceiling.
Fuck if I know.
And they look down at the Thrain and they hold up their hand to their mouth and they seem to speak something, but you can't hear it.
And-
Sorry, go ahead.
I mean, what the fuck are you doing? She's clearly needed help.
Worry not. And the man jumps down from his griffin, pulls out a healing potion, and shoves it into the mouth of a Thrain. A Thrain, you're back up with 8 HP.
Awesome.
Huzzah.
And now half of your face is bark skin. And the Griffin Guard just goes, "Don't worry, we have a cleric on the way. We'll get this figured out. What happened? Can someone try to explain to me what is happening and why this might be happening?"
I mean, fuck if I know. Just a tree just kind of came out, and I mean, it looked nice at first, but then all of a sudden it just kind of took over everything.
You know, we did kill. Hold on, can I try to make an Arcana check to see if I can discern what exactly is going on?
Yeah, go ahead and make an Arcana check. I mean, or you can just make the assumption yourself. Calson's a smart guy, so if you think he would put 2 and 2 together, then yeah.
Wait a minute! I hit cancel. What the fuck?
Whee!
Well, it's a 15.
Wait, I think right click was actually the one I should have clicked. Damn it. Anyway.
It's okay. Yeah, you can put 2 and 2 together. You assume this is something involving the Dryad that you fought.
Yeah. We killed a Dryad not too long ago. This might be something to do with that.
Just a normal Dryad? This shouldn't happen.
It was kind of possessed.
There was this sort of weird orb that was sort of controlling its mind. Made it freak out.
Well,
Really heavy.
mind control doesn't give it special powers.
I mean, it's a really fucked item. Nobody that we found can at least tell us what the fuck it does. Apparently can do a lot of things, and this doesn't seem too far out of the realm of possibility.
Well, is any of the energy around here similar to it? Can anyone detect that sort of thing?
I cast
Where the
detect
fuck's
magic. and
Mirith?
just-
Mirith is asleep. Soundly.
She is in the tree.
Yes.
She is just on her bed in the tree. just sleeping.
Being a college student.
Yeah.
You can sleep through.
You can sleep through
fucking
anything.
Oh, yeah.
So you cast detect magic, Athrain, and this energy is powerful natural energy, but you do not get the sense of the same energy as the orb of Dalcorin.
I think it's natural energy that's overtaken. Something is happening.
Okay, it's just wait here, and then you hear a voice say, "What's the matter? What's the matter?" And you see a man sprint up in robes that have let me get the symbol real quick. You all recognize it as the symbol of Nebuchadnezzar. It's basically just a curved bookshelf emblazoned across the front of the robes. And it's a man in like big librarian attire, basically. He looks like a typical librarian, just with like curly brown hair. What seems to be the issue?
Wait, you the cleric?
And then he looks down. Oh God!
I slowly wave with the barks covered hand.
Yeah, and now, by the way, about only about a third of you is still human, or Furbolg, I should say.
Uh-oh.
By the way, don't hurt the tree. I punched it and it caved in this woman's chest.
Oh goodness, this is terrible. He reaches down and he's going to cast Lesser Restoration.
Okay.
Gonna make a roll here.
Oh shit.
And you watch as the bark recedes back to just the hand. And everyone takes a deep breath. And then it starts back again and starts crawling back across the skin.
Fucking hell.
Howie.
Seems not even Nebuchadnezzar's grace can bring a swift end to this.
Then bring someone stronger next time.
I'm the most powerful cleric in the city.
And that's the best you can do.
I just sort of smacked Nick upside the head.
Pink with the
I'm
gauntlet.
trying to
Yeah.
fucking...
Just a flick.
Just a flick.
I'm asking an honest question here.
I can say a prayer.
Okay. Fuck it, might as well try at this point.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Continue.
I slowly, like, with I assume the one hand that's still sort of furbolg and
Yeah.
such, I kind of like prop myself up and kind of like slide up against the back wall of whatever's near me.
Mm-hmm.
Go and lean. Oh dear. Well, maybe perhaps I can. Oh no. I just sort of like close my eyes and lean back, lay my head at the.
You watch as the cleric's eyes open as he's going to cast augury.
Okay.
And he asks some questions in his head. It's not something that's audible. And he goes, okay. I don't know exactly how this can be reversed, but I was told there is a solution.
All right.
This is Dryad magic, right?
For as we understand it, yeah.
Okay, what, can you tell me about the Dryad?
Other than it being possessed by a magic item,
I don't know if it was necessarily possessed by it, but it was definitely affected.
absolutely was.
It was definitely affected by it.
You hear a very soft mumble that seems to echo again as she goes, he forgave me. Now I'm taking his place.
Oh.
Ominous.
How do we not do that? How do we stop that? I don't know. It was a fucking tree man. It confused us with Harmon the forest when it was really some goblins about some ways down in an encampment. Fuck, I can't remember a ton else. We burned it. I don't know. Is any of this fucking helpful?
There are certain guardians of the wilds. They're legendary dryads that transcend the normal ones.
Don't think it was one of something like that. I don't know what a dryad
Did it seem did it seem to have something unusual, swifter, stronger, something?
I would have to have a point of reference with another dryad to know that.
He was able to cast a spell that entangled all of us but me. That be of any assistance?
No, it might have been one in training or something, and there's an imbalance in the wilds, and they need a replacement, something quick. I don't know.
We also need something quick because we kind of need her.
I can try my spell again, but I only can do this one more time.
Okay, anything helps.
All right, he's gonna cast Lesser Restoration. Here's the deficit of it being a world where
Nobody's
heroes
strong
aren't
anymore.
super around.
Damn it!
Really? The magic surges through you, Athrain, but unfortunately not enough. As now only your other hand is just a furbolg, and you feel not uncomfortable, but you feel like you want to be close to the tree inside.
I slowly began to like push myself up and like with the untouched hand, I sort of wrap my hand around my chest where I've been indented, and I sort of begin to hobble down the alley back towards the pub.
Fuck.
Seems like there's much we can do.
Nothing
'Cause-
quick.
Because our own resident wizard is looks at the top of the tree.
Sleepy time.
Yeah.
You see at the very top of the tree, like about 50 feet in the air right now, Mirith is like on top of it in a cozy branch.
Casson, what are the different schools of magic? Isn't there one about this kind of thing? Not like natural magic about changing stuff.
A transmutation?
Yeah, maybe we get a wizard that can do something like that, and maybe it can change her back. Something that's stronger than replacing a dryad. I don't know what kind of power we'd need to do that, but that's something that'd be here, right?
I don't even know if that kind of power exists anymore.
It's the closest shot we've got.
He just looks over to the wizard. Do you have a transmutation wizard around here?
You can
Pretty
go to the
powerful
School of
one?
Transmutation. The headmaster is the most powerful of
you-
transmutation magics.
You've got the fucking griffins. You'd be the closest. You'd be the ones to get fastest.
I mean,
we
I'm
can-
just a priest. And then you look to the Griffin Rider, and he nods and goes, "I will inform them immediately."
As I'm just hobbling on past.
Let's try and not let this get too out of control here. Then while we wait.
All right, and you guys start playing damage control. The barkeep is, you see, currently speaking to one of the Griffin Riders. Yeah, and then out of nowhere, this fucking tree starts growing, and a bird ran away. I don't know if he's responsible for it.
Oh no. Torin is gonna lose his shit if he gets cut.
Well, Torin is mighty suspicious at the moment.
Torn at this point is fucking miles.
And
away
then
from
and
me.
then you hear some voices conversating. Dryads? What's a dryad? And it's just a lot of like back and forth banter. And Athrain, as he mentions that, you walk past and you very much resemble a dryad, like a more dryadic form than yours originally was.
More druidic?
Yeah,
Dryadic?
more dryadic. So your skin is like bark, and your hair is more like what are they called? Like grass fibers. So it's like long, sort of like wavy grass on your hair, and you feel sort of this like innate natural energy. Well, some benefits of this. You get some cool abilities. You can communicate with beasts and plants as if they shared a language to you. So, unlike your Furbolg ability, which you can only communicate and never hear back, they can respond to you, and you can talk to them. And you can also exist inside of your tree, which is currently in the tavern. And if you are in any tree, like in a forest, you can step through that tree and come back into this tree.
Okay.
So you could be anywhere in the world, as long as you're on this plane, step in through a tree and come back to your tree.
Okay.
Now, no one else can follow you while you're doing that, but... and you also have resistance to magic, so there's that.
Uh-oh.
So you have advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. But...
I feel like this is an overall bad thing, though.
But... you now have vulnerability to fire damage, as you are made of wood.
Wood boy.
Word boy.
Mr. Woodman. Man
We
me a
need
wood.
Man, Neo would. I mean, okay, this is not the worst possible thing that could have happened.
Is that hand still normal?
No.
So, all
She
of her
is-
is.
She is full dryad at this point.
It's gonna keep her away from the tree. Just.
Well, I know what I'm spending my birthday money on.
Yeah.
That is if we can't get it
Yeah.
reversed.
All right.
It's a
So
long
you're
shot,
you're
but
trying to
hey.
keep her away from the tree.
I will, yes.
So Athrain, as you're sort of walking towards your tree, Calcin sort of interposes.
Gonna see if we can fix this. Just hold put for now, alright?
But the tree, it calls to me. It wants me
Yeah.
home.
Yeah, I know this thing is called to people. You ever heard of a siren? Not
Sorry, I
really.
like that.
Not really every call is meant to be followed. Just hold up a little bit. That's what it is.
Oh man.
I know. I'm
Why
just...
do I do these things to myself?
You put a dryad in the party.
We might have a druidic dryad.
That's an issue.
It ad.
Dryads don't make great adventurers.
No, they really don't.
You'll find out soon. Maybe.
I
Who
mean,
knows?
Crow, do you have a backup?
I can make one. It's fine.
No, that's fine. So the Griffin Rider arrives inside and says, "The headmaster, Alter Meeks, will be with you as soon as possible. So fairly soon."
I'm half hoping
How much
all
is
of them are
fairly
books.
soon? This is a bit of a crisis.
Yes, but it takes quite a bit to get from the opposite side of the city to here. And as he says that, you hear the sounds of wing beats as everyone screams. And as you are thinking of why they're screaming, you look up and you see a creature, an amalgam. You see the bottom half of a crab, arms and claws of some weird, like, scaly, like almost like a lizard folk, but the claws are a little bigger, and they're like orange and yellow scales, and the wings of an eagle coming out of their like normal human torso,
Okay.
and the head of a basilisk
Oh.
lands in the center and goes, "Where's the patient?"
I just
By
say,
the gods on high.
And you see a large spell tome hanging off of their hip, and they are wearing the colors of the School of Transmutation.
I was half hoping all of them were books, but you know what?
this is
I like
better.
this.
Yeah, just them all
Dome is
being
better.
There's definitely something very unique about all of them.
Yeah,
there.
there's something extremely.
Follow the tree.
I see.
Hello.
Interesting. And you hear the voice has a similar tone, but changes every once in a while.
I'd imagine.
Well, you know what? If you can't do it, then honestly, all hope's fucking lost.
Well, I just got here, so give me some time. And they walk up to Dryad Athrain and to their tree. And you watch as the eyes look over you, and you freeze up a little bit because you expect to be beginning to turn to stone.
Yeah,
But,
I know about Basilisk, motherfucker. My brother told me about this shit.
You have a feeling this individual has controlled that aspect, or else they wouldn't have transmuted themselves into this.
Yeah.
It's really unsettling though, because when they walk, you just hear a crab like skittering, just.
God.
You're a
what?
strange one.
And it's a torso of a woman. So.
You're a strange one, Mr. Grinch.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. If you can even call it a he or she at this point.
Yeah.
And they begin to look you over and go, "Well, this is a problem.
In my mind, it's just you think.
They seem to nod as if they heard your thoughts. No, I'm kidding.
I was gonna say, well, because
do-
there's a lot of things running through Nix's head at the moment.
Well, they can do that.
Mostly the words what and the and fuck.
I mean, those are some
Exclusively
of the
in that
choice words.
Uh-oh.
Exclusively in that order, just over and over and over.
I went out of I was in the wrong tab, so the stream just got to see the wizard spell list for a moment. My apologies.
The entirety wizard spell list.
Oh yeah, they have all those spells. I'm kidding. I wish they did. That'd be dope. Well, I have no quick solutions for this, but I can alter your form or the form of your tree, so you could carry it with you sometimes. And he shrugs.
As
They
the
shrug.
best we've got.
Well, in terms of the transformation of this individual, there is magic that is planar that I cannot seem to interrupt.
We just killed a fucking dryad. Why the fuck is it just what?
You probably unsettled the order of the guardians, the natural forest protectors.
Right. But I would be thinking that somebody like you would be stronger than something like that. Be able to, I don't know, displace the responsibility or something.
Well, considering it was a order begun by a goddess, not
Oh.
not many people in this world, nor that I know, can it deal with something like that.
Oh, well.
Andy.
So, you can at least make the tree portable.
Sometimes.
Good God.
Sometimes. What does sometimes mean?
Well, do any of you know the polymorph spell?
Does it
Yes.
look like any of us know the polymorph spell?
No, sir.
Well,
Casual. No,
then,
the bottom
for about, an hour a day, you can transport the tree. But other than that, it's gonna stay where it is.
Right. He sort of looks at the tree, looks at her. Is she gonna be able to like keep adventuring or like
Well,
dryad?
it
like,
depends on the range of her leash, per to say.
is the leash connected to the tree?
Yes.
Okay.
So in other words,
When
we need-
dryads exit, you hear in a very like formal voice come out of this like normally weird creature. Well, when a dryad exits their range, they will overcome symptoms of great fatigue, throwing up, and death soon after leaving the range of their tree, and in which only getting them back into the range of their tree will cure these symptoms. They can be momentarily fixed by other spells, but until then, they need their tree.
so
Oh, so
basi-
putting him back in the range of the tree fixes death then?
No, only death caused by the symptoms.
so what you're saying is we need this tree to come with us.
Yes,
If a Thrain wants to keep coming with us.
indeed.
I
Just
mean,
through a Thrain.
yeah, at this point I'm looking at her like, what do you about this?
Am I still being drawn to the tree?
Not necessarily drawn. It just feels very like nice to be by it. Feels warm, comfortable.
I don't want to be a bother.
There's no bother. We basically have portable shade.
Um, if by any means we can transport the tree to, say, I could sort of hold down the fort for it, but I don't want to really, perish because I got too far away.
Yeah, that is the part that concerns me.
The creature approaches you, Thrain, and holds out a hand. May I see your hand, please?
I extend out the tree hand and the normal hand.
All right. And you watch as they clasp their claws over your hands, and their eyes flare with an energy, and they're gonna cast Legend Lore.
Legend Lord. Legend Lord.
All right. Let me see if the order of. Okay. You watch he sort of like his eyes awake and goes, "All right, few things." He sits there and like the crab legs sort of like lower themselves, so it looks like he's in a seating position. And they say, "Well, the only ways to reverse this effect is to assist in the growing of a new dryad, have someone volunteer to take their place, or to locate an archdryad and approach them and hope that they will undo the responsibility and plant it onto a new tree."
How do we grow a dryad?
You would have to grow a oak tree of approximately, points to the tree behind him, that size, and have it built on soil that is magically amped by the goddess of nature.
That's gonna take fucking ages.
Unless someone else decides they want to take the responsibility.
No, this is my comeuppance for having killed the previous dryad. It's my responsibility.
No, it is not your fucking responsibility because a crazed dryad tried to kill you. And you were just defending yourself.
I'm defending the rest of us, too.
The fact that it shoved the responsibility onto you is just a dick move from him. And I just look up to the tree. Yeah, that's right, I said it, dick move!
The tree does not respond.
Fuck you!
I would punch you if I could.
Punch you. I did once, but that really hurt my friend. I don't want to do that again.
I mean, fuck, man, You don't have to do this, Athrain. We can find other options.
It's the matter of I need to do this now until we find other options.
Then let's just fucking take the tree with us.
All right, who's going to carry it? And I look to the probably 12-foot tall tree.
No, it's around
50.
Yeah, roughly.
Angry Dog.
Angry Dog. They're mad that I turned you into a dryad.
Yeah.
Fair.
I look at the crab thing, and I ask, so how small can you make it, and can you make it to where we can do it repeatedly? Like once a day?
Using the polymorph spell, I could turn it into anything, really.
Alright, and... I mean...
Just when it comes out, you need to put it in a place where it can obtain its nutrients, or else the tree will begin to die.
In which case, probably killing her, then.
Yes.
Great.
So, is there a way to repolymorph it after it depolymorphs?
I could see about having a wand of polymorph sent your way.
Something.
Though,
So you know we don't have any gold.
well, that's not an issue.
I mean, we're trying to get out of your hair.
No, I don't mind. I don't get called out very often. The Basilic's eyes blink. Did you realize why they don't?
Can't imagine why.
Can't imagine. You're such a lovely.
Creature.
So how are we gonna do this?
I'm honestly looking forward to, like, out of character how the fuck we're gonna handle this.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. Just looking for someone. Hey, who wants to be a dryad? Hey, does anyone know? Does anyone know anyone who wants to be or how to find a dryad / arch?
Roll a persuasion check.
Look at that
Knowing,
man.
knowing
Can I be
D&D,
assisting in this?
knowing D&D, will probably get somebody.
Yeah, probably.
What did I miss while I was calming down the dogs? Are they looking? They're looking for somebody to take my responsibility.
Actually, yeah, sure. We'll go ahead and get that done now. Why not?
Someone roll a persuasion check.
Who has a higher charisma than -1?
Not me. I have -2.
Oh,
Looking around, that's nobody. So -1 is
the one-
Not of anybody here. The
the one-
triad probably has better charisma.
15.
oh
And I'm
wow.
not gonna.
God.
Come on, let's try and find somebody who maybe lives here who can take the responsibility.
You might. There are druids
Mm-hmm.
that would love to do this thing.
So,
okay.
Aswing, I will
So-
help you in this.
You know what? Yeah. While they're doing that, I'm gonna go, well, logically, there are other druid spellcast. I'm gonna go make an investigation check to go find the other fucking druids and go ask them about this while they're
Hey,
just
yeah,
kind
go
of
ahead and
shouting
roll an
about
investigation check and persuasion.
If you or anyone you have loved has suffered a
it. Shit, alright, I can find the
22.
druids.
nice.
You find a singular druid who's studying and sitting by a tree
Walk
just
up
on
to
the
him, "Hey, you
outskirts
wanna
of the city.
Just walk up to him, "Hey, you want to be a dryad?"
Hi.
If it's a college
okay.
student, trust me, just tell them it's booze and they'll do it.
Yeah, right.
Listen,
Okay, look.
this is
so,
the biggest high.
we kind of got a big problem out in the city, and
You
right.
watch as the person like was looking over a book and it's like a bunch of like stamped like leaves in a book. They're just looking over them. They sort of close it and look up at you.
Okay, so been looking for a druid for a bit of a time now, and you know what? It'd be easier if I just cut to the chase. Would you be willing to take up the mantle to become a dryad?
They blink a couple times. What?
Did you not hear me?
The male half elf man you've cornered looks over himself and goes, I don't exactly fit the part.
It doesn't matter. Are you willing to do it?
Do you not know anything about dryads?
I know just barely enough to get by on this, okay? Just, if you're willing to do it, that's all I need.
Make a persuasion
I
check.
can, you know... Fuck.
You could have said that one of your friends has been given the responsibility and doesn't want it.
And she does want
that
it.
could have...
She does though, so that would be a
Yeah.
deception check then.
Well, I mean, they're about the same with the... Alright, that's not terrible.
That's within fail range.
That is.
It is within fail range, but it's also within success range.
These are both fair statements.
I like how Torin has not stopped. He is.
He's at the house.
Oh wait, you're still running?
I ran outside the city, and I'm like, a good what?
You
100
could
feet
easily
away?
be like, no, you can be way more.
No, that's where I'm stopping.
Oh,
I'm
okay,
stopping
alright.
under a tree,
Alright.
where it's like, fuck this magic bullshit. Far enough from the city where I feel comfortable.
Alright,
Which is,
alright.
100, 200 feet away, where I'm still seeing the city, and I can still see the gate in case my friends walk out, but I'm staying here.
Okay, cool. Noted. I was gonna say, because if you kept running, man, oh boy.
Miles away.
You'd be fucking miles away by now. Okay. Time to make a roll.
Oh boy.
Does this person want to give up their free will? Huh.
In the name of a goddess of nature.
In the
Oh,
name of the
God.
goddess of nature.
Oh god, I don't like that. Huh.
They kind of rub their head and go, I mean, if it'll help someone.
Oh, wow, seriously, I thought I would have to do more talking then. Follow me. We're gonna have to head back in the city, and this is gonna get complicated, but I'm gonna let more proficient people handle explaining this then.
Alright.
Just follow me.
And they follow
And I
you.
start making my way back to the pub.
Alright, and they will follow you.
And we
Meanwhile-
arrive back.
Meanwhile, Calcin is just talking to his throne, just basically saying, "This is a bad idea. Don't do this."
And as you're saying that, you see Nyx walk in with a slender half-elven druid man walk through the door.
Somebody's willing to take up the mantle. That's
Fantastic.
something we said that could handle this, right?
You watch as Meeks turns around and goes, "Oh, lovely, a volunteer!"
Good, I did my part.
And their claws chink chink clap together. And the druid man's eyes go wide and start to turn around.
No, you want
I
to.
grab him by the fucking arm. No, you volunteered for this.
Okay.
And I just gesture to the dryad woman in front of me. This is who you'll be taking responsibility away from.
Isn't it a great honor to serve the nature goddess and all that?
I'm not worried about the goddess. I'm worried about the person.
Well,
Serve
As
the
far as-
nature person.
Also, just no offense. Just stop talking.
You do
And he walks forwards towards the three.
you do have -2 charisma.
yeah, you have -1, which means you should shut up as well.
Damn.
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 If that's how we're gonna dish this out.
You're just not making any good arguments to him, honestly. But
You're gonna
anyways,
scare me away.
he approaches and looks to you and is like, so how does this work?
Do you believe this was my mistake. You don't have to take over for me. I'm quite
That was-
content.
It wasn't a fucking mistake. You were literally defending
Calvin,
yourself
shut
and your
up.
friends.
You're an adventurer, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be staying in the city for the coming years, so it's probably better for me. And besides, you'll be doing more work than I am.
Oh my god, he's sad. What have you done to this poor man?
Give him a chance to do more than he was planning on doing.
I sort of like extend out my uncorrupted hand.
It's all corrupted.
Oh.
And he takes it, and he sort of like puts his hand on the tree and is like, I accept the responsibility of taking the place of this individual. And as that happens, Athrain, you're sucked into the tree,
No, 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 no.
and so is he.
Well,
And
That was
then,
pretty
that's weird.
and then Athrain is spat back out, and only your finger has the bark on it, like usual. And then moments later, the man, in a more sort of dryadic sort of state, emerges from the tree very slowly and just kind of looks around. You can remove all those bonuses you got, because you're
Okay.
no longer a dryad, and you can also take away the vulnerability to fire, which is nice.
That is nice. And the, connection to the tree that'll kill you if you're too
Mhm.
far.
Mhm. And then if it dies, you die. And then if I punch it, you die.
Okay.
There you go. And he just kind of nods to you, and his form sinks back into the tree. And Meeks just goes, "Well, that was good. I have to get back to my studies." And the wings
Oh.
start beating, and they fly away.
Wait, can you please get our wizard friend off the top of this tree?
Okay. Then they grab Mira
I
and float her down.
Love him.
Yeah, he's pretty great.
I
Okay.
fucking love him.
Love his voice.
Have a good day.
What a
Just
good
flies
boy.
away.
You too, sir. What a nice man.
What a nice man.
You see
Well,
the
that's
barkeep standing beside you all, tapping his tapping his feet.
I'm gonna go find Torin, and I bolt.
He grabs you by the scruff of your,
The
Of your
scruff
coat.
of my jacket.
and he goes, "So,
Before he can say anything, I hand him my whole coin purse.
How much is in there?
102 gold, 5 silver, and 10 bronze. Or 10 copper.
He lets go of Nyx. That'll cover it. And then he walks back behind this bar.
Nyx runs.
Torrance is just kind of sitting there, meditating.
I'm gonna go look for Torin. I assume I may have seen where he went from when I went to go pick up the druid.
Yeah, you find him outside of the city gates, only a few hundred feet away, meditating.
So, that happened.
Yes.
I'm talking to Torin.
Oh, I thought both of you ran.
No, Nyx just fucking bolted as soon as she could.
Oh, okay.
Oh, hi.
Hi. That happened.
Yeah, fuck magic. Fuck magic.
Well, fuck nature magic. We'll go with that we can
No.
agree on.
No.
Dryads in particular.
He just has the smile of no.
Well, thankfully there was somebody willing to handle all of that. It's all done now if you want to head back.
No. I think I'm done with the Magic City.
We're
For
leaving tomorrow.
a lifetime. I can sleep here. I'm done with Magic City.
Fuck. I wouldn't feel good about leaving you out here if something happens.
By the way, I did follow Nick. I just didn't sprint out of the city.
Yeah, you arrive shortly because she's slow.
I move 50 feet in a turn.
Yeah, he moves 30 without running.
I have small person legs, okay? It's very,
I don't
very
know,
different
It's fine. Next, the gate's there, and if I really get into trouble, I'll just run to the gate. I just don't want to be there anymore.
I mean,
You can't even stick it out for a few hours while you sleep and then we all head out?
Funny of you to assume I could sleep.
fuck
Well,
it.
you're
Let's just
gonna
outside.
need to.
Damn.
It's okay, Nix. You can go back. I'm fine. I'm really fine.
I
I'm
thought
not
that I
gonna
don't.
go back to that shit.
He gives you a thumbs up.
Fuck all my camping shit was out in fucking pub.
It's okay, he'll assemble a bird's nest.
Exactly. Just leave me all your bedrolls and I'll make a bigger bedroll. Really comfy. I'll just
Really
put them all on top of each other and make really comfy bed.
Whoa.
The
Damn.
dog is there for that, man. That sounds
He's
like
down for
like-
that.
he is all
He is
there for it.
100%.
Well, I suppose camping out here can't be that bad. We're not that far from anything, so was kind of hoping for a soft bed tonight, but fuck it. I guess the three of us are out camping then.
Should just leave a thread in the town.
Yeah, Thrain and Mirith.
Who's still
I mean, if
sleeping?
you wanted to follow, you could have. Oh. Yeah.
Hey, excuse me, I just got spat out of a tree. I'm a little
No.
bit confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were
I
really
assume-
confused. You're back to normal, and they weren't there anymore.
I would have assumed Kelson said, "We're finding the bird." At
We're
least
finding
that.
the bird.
I assumed that.
No, he-
Holy fuck.
He basically just went, I'm just gonna go make sure she doesn't get herself killed.
Accurate.
Accurate.
Yeah, and Athrain, the stranger with the misty eyes, their eyes do move towards you and look at you, and then go back to their game.
I was
He's been
hoping that
playing
they
solitaire
didn't
this
stop their
entire time.
game. I was really hoping that game did not stop.
Oh,
this whole
it
time.
didn't. It didn't stop. They just looked, and were still playing, and then just went back to it.
They're playing fucking third Galaxy Brain Master Chess, Magic Chess.
Oh yeah.
Their minds are expanded and they're thinking of moves in the fourth dimension.
In a three-dimensional game. That's
In a
how you know
three-dimensional
it's
game.
serious.
That's how you know their eyes are misty.
All right. So y'all bending down,
Yeah.
and you complete your long rest.
Cool. Torin is much calmer outside the city. No magics.
Alrighty.
So, let's move on to the second city now.
Yeah, let's move on to travel.
See what the fuck happens there. One of us turned into a dryad and made a tree grow in the middle of a bar and won.
I mean, fucking anything could fucking happen. This is a fucking adventure zone.
Oh yeah. This is the place where casualties are high. No, I'm kidding. So you guys continue your travel, and you make it there. There's no issues for the rest of the travel, but it does take you a few more days, about 4 more days travel.
Okay.
But you eventually arrive. This small province, it has like wooden walls, so nothing like huge or anything like that. And you see a bunch of buildings just sort of spread around. I will say the only one that looks different is a sort of round building that has some platinum columns on it, in it. But other than that, the rest of them just look like normal, like either taverns or guild halls.
Uh-huh.
Well,
Well, I think that now is the time for us to go find a quest.
Yeah, hopefully one that doesn't kill us or decide to turn one of us into a dryad.
Oh, that would just be boring at this point.
So as you approach the gates, you see a small table next to the gates, and you see at that table are 2 mages in gray robes with the symbol of the United Order of Arcanists on it, and they have a bunch of papers. And you watch as an adventuring party is returning. One of them is missing an arm. The others look really beat up, but the one looks similarly to Mirith. They have a big spell tome on the side, and they're stopped by the mages, and they're chatting, and they seem to be writing something down. And they enter inside.
Okay then.
So as you approach, you hear a male voice. You're not quite sure what race they are, because the hood obscures it. These are the magic police, essentially.
Yeah.
Wee.
And they say, hello, good day. They sort of quickly look over you. You're not in any of our records as citizens of Malakari. So, are any of you spellcasters?
I raise a hand.
And we assume Mirith does.
Mirith raises hers.
Do I count? 'Cause I can cast 2 spells as a ritual.
Yeah, kinda. You dabble.
Huh. Dabble in the
dabble.
arcane.
Dabble in the arcane.
So do you raise your hand?
Yeah, I raise my gauntleted hand just to let them
Okay.
know, so I know what kind of spells I'm casting.
Yeah,
boyo.
you hear the one mutter, 1 druid, 1 artificer, and 1 wizard. You start scribbling some things down. The things you should note, there is a new law in the city. There is no spellcasting allowed in public. Any spellcasters caught casting a spell inside the city walls will be arrested promptly.
Ah, music to my ears.
Stay safe and enjoy your stay in Malakari. And he sort of gestures for you all to enter inside.
Right.
Right then.
This is gonna be fun.
That's it.
That's
That
fine.
sounds a little weird to you guys, considering it's a place run by adventurers.
It should be fun.
So yeah, and you enter in and you see just a bunch of like different guild halls and other people. You actually see some mercenary companies sort of set up in their like recruiting booths. Make history checks, everybody.
Oh,
That-
hell yeah.
I don't-
Right.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Check this out. Boom! Got it.
Well,
Huh.
that's insight.
That's insight,
Damn it.
which is close to history.
Damn it.
It's okay. We can just keep the 15,
Yeah.
the straight 15.
I swear I clicked history. It was a bit too
It's okay.
high.
It's all good.
You all recognize the first sort of mercenary group as the large mercenary company Pele's Order. They're mainly humans, and you see emblazoned on either their armor or somewhere on their being is an insignia that is a plate with coins on it. And they're talking about how if you really want a profitable existence, you should join Pele's Order and stuff like that. Yada yada yada. Just a bunch of humans doing human things.
Mm-hmm.
You don't recognize the other companies except for you. You've actually seen them before. They're known as the Hellraisers. And-
That would be a Thrain that recognizes
a
them.
Thrain, yes, of course. Sorry. And they're primarily tieflings who are hired to usually take on missions that involve intense heat. And they all seem to be like recruiting here, because I mean, where else to recruit than the City of Adventurers? You also, while you're on the topic, so you could chat with any of those if you wish. There's also there are some guild halls. The one is it looks like it's getting less foot traffic than the others. It's like the symbol of like a clawed hand imprinted onto the wall. There is one guild hall that has the symbol of the moon with a sword through the top, and it's like cracked. There's also one of the face of a dwarf with a giant beard winking. And there's also one with sort of the sort of ocean waves rotating around five like humanoid heads. And then you see that same like platinum sort of raised building. And actually, you see a large crowd forming around that building. And you see a lot of guards, which are just mercenaries hired out by the city to that are like, it seems like a proper protest is happening because the guards are sort of pushing them back a little bit, but you see the crowds are pushing forwards and like banging on the door and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna ask a random person what's going on
Uh,
from the protest.
There's like a half orc standing there. He goes, "Oh, yeah, there's not everyone's happy with the new regulations set by the minister.
About the magic.
Yeah, people want to cast the spells, but not much of a problem for me." And he gestures to a greatsword on his back.
Yeah, I mean it's the same
So then
as
what makes you standing here then?
Oh, I'm waiting in line to try to sign up for Pele's.
Ah.
See if they'll take me.
And that's all happening right here then. Protest and signing up for this and all that.
I mean the protests all the way down at the minister's building. This is where some recruits happen.
Sorry. Alex messed up the fucking map, internal map, so alright.
Okay. Then you don't say that.
Yeah.
Because Nix wouldn't say that.
No, Nix would not say that. Because...
But yeah, he's getting ready to basically take a test to see if he's, good enough.
Ready. Qualified.
Hmm. But this is what lays before you.
I want to go check out the, Well, I'm gonna say something first. Look, I don't know if we want to sign on to a mercenaries thing or if we remain independent. I'm just gonna go ahead and wander around and see if I can find something that perks my interest in particular. Why don't we say we meet by nearest tavern in a couple hours, see what we can all figure out.
That sounds good.
Alright,
And
meet you guys
or
later.
not.
I will walk to basically every single Adventurers Guild and Mercenaries Guild that I can fit within that time span, and just basically ask them, what are you about and do you pay well?
Ooh, boy. So,
Here we go.
the mercenary companies? So Pele's Order, primarily humans. There's representatives from them that aren't handling the recruiting that people come to talk to. They pride themselves in being a primarily human organization, and they sort of the man sort of like gives you a soft punch to the shoulder, like haha, human.
Solidarity.
Yeah. And they handle all kinds of missions, but they're the ones primarily hired out by the city for like guard positions, and they pay well depending on your skill set. You would have to take the recruitment test to see where you're placed and what kind of missions would be available to you and the crew you'd be assigned to. After that, you speak to the Hellraisers, and it's a similar process, just that they're mainly tieflings and handle a lot more places that are fiery, like volcanoes, or even sometimes he tells you that they've been to the elemental plane of fire on several missions, and they handle missions to there as well. But they give you the same thing. It depends on where you place during your recruitment test. Now, as far as adventuring guilds go, oh boy, which one do you go to first? And Nix, do you go to any of them?
I don't remember. I remember you listing off the symbols, and I don't know if for the band recruiting out that they had these symbols branded, or if it was the adventuring guilds. But I wanted to check out for sure the one with the it was the claw imprinted on something. I didn't catch.
It was
what
just
the
on the
half.
sign.
Oh, on the side of it. Okay, and then
On the sign.
on the sign. Gotcha. And then the one with the
Sword through the moon.
yeah, those two. I wanted to go check out.
Okay.
For sure. And then just kind of wandering at that point, seeing what I can see out of the city, and in particular paying attention to anything that seems awfully familiar.
Okay. So the first one you approach, Calson, as she's looking for something more particular, you guys will probably enter the one with the sword through the moon at the same time. But you walk into the one with the ocean.
I want
sort
to
of.
visit that one.
Okay, you both walk into that one.
All of us are in that one now.
I guess, yeah. The ocean.
All right.
Oh,
Torn
no,
is
I'm not
kind
that
of
one.
the
just.
ocean motif.
Torn is kind of looking for the one that has scruples,
Yeah.
virtue,
Yeah.
anything that isn't just I'll do anything for money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and when you enter in, it's like it's weird because you step in and half of the room is like an aquarium almost, and you see a bunch of like Triton and other aquatic races swimming around, and then the other half is for like land people, and you see sort of just people chatting around, and they obviously notice you enter, and they're all wearing that same sort of symbol around their chest. as you enter in.
Oh. All right. Let's go see what they're about. I have a feeling it's something very nautical.
Oh, damn, you'd be right. As as a roll a nature check, or sorry, Arcana check.
I
As you,
can do that.
as you gaze upon this man who approaches you.
Gaze.
Gaze.
Another 15. Another 15. All right.
Fantastic.
15
That's just
gaze.
enough. He approaches you and he has like blue skin and there seems to be this like eternal sweat or moisture dripping off of his face. He's a water genasi. And he approaches and he goes, "Hail, friends. What brings you to our guild? Do you need assistance with something, hoping to join, or just having some need for stories?"
Just getting a good feel of the different guilds around, seeing if any of them particularly perk my interest and maybe the interest of my own group. Tell me, what is this one about? What are the jobs that one can find here?
Well, we are the Ocean's Five. More than 5 of us, but the originals, the founders, and he points to the fish tank area. We're just 5 when they not retired, but decided to bring us all into their noble cause. We defend the oceans and other such. We handle much of aquatic situations. Anything involving the water, we are normally the first called. He says under his breath, "I hope." And genuinely, we will not work for the wrong set of people. He basically explains that their morality is like a neutral good, basically.
I like it. I like it.
Torn listening.
I don't necessarily have much experience out on the water, but I do think I can perhaps, or at least keep this place in mind. As of right now, I have about as much swimming capability as a fish does on land.
Have you seen a bird in the water? We don't mix.
Actually, they do. It's how they bathe themselves.
Have you thrown an eagle into a fucking river? That
Yeah.
shit don't mix. They don't fly.
He says, "Well, I did once meet a penguin kenku. He quite enjoyed the water."
Torin kind of thinks his whole world, he always thought there was one type of bird.
There's only one
What
type
the
of
fuck?
kenku.
And he just has that 10,000-yard stare now, where
Like, what the fuck?
it's that scene
There's
from
more.
it's that scene from Space Odyssey where he's just going through the hallway of light.
Oh, yeah.
Is he okay?
Oh, he's fine. He does this at least once a day.
Understand.
You gave him a bit too much information. You
Uh,
revealed too much to him. That's
And
it.
if you're not looking for a guild in particular to join, to dedicate yourselves to like an adventuring guild, there's always the Wayward Hold, which is the center point, the main branch of the Adventurers Guild.
Oh. And do they sort of provide assistance to all of the other guilds? Is that what I'm getting at here?
They were the original sponsors of each guild you see here, but with the prospering of certain adventurers, they gain the ability to provide enough solo income to open up their own guilds and hire their own recruits
Oh, I see.
outside of just their party.
All right. Because you say, I am in a particular line of work where it's entirely possible that one day I will be far more suited for this kind of nautical job taking. But just for now, I'm sort of landlocked.
I understand. And when you are more seaworthy, let us know. Any wings?
Hey. Just give him a smile and a nod. And moving on to the next guild as I sort of like tug at Torin to follow me, like trying to like snap him out of his. Just sort of trying to snap him out of his daze.
So the next one is the one with the symbol of a dwarf winking, and that one says, "There's a giant sign plastered on the front. Does anyone read Dwarven?"
I am human. I do not have another language.
You should have one more as a human.
I don't. Do you? Because I don't think variant human.
Aren't you a variant human? Yeah, you would have like 3 languages.
3?
I think there's
I never read that.
no. The only one that really gets like other languages that you can pick, I know, are half elf. That can do that for sure. I
Well,
don't
everyone
know
has
about
common and another one.
typically.
Here, let me.
No.
Oh
They
yeah, humans do
always
get
do.
one more language. I know base humans get another language, but I don't know about variant.
Yeah, variant only gets the ability score, skills, and feat. You apparently don't get the language.
You do get.
I
the
suppose
language.
replacing the language with the feat then is
Oh, no,
more
no,
likely
no.
what happens.
They replace the ability score of base human, everything else you get.
Hmm.
So I'm just dumb.
You're not dumb.
Good to know. While he's figuring that out, then what do I find at the place with the thing? A thing that I went to, because I was not with them.
Yes, I know.
Okay, I was just making sure.
You approach the sort of clan with the guild with the claw imprinted on it, and you see inside. There's not really anyone here, but you see a sort of tiefling man who's sort of just propped up against the wall, and he's like rubbing his head and staring off into the distance.
Oi,
Yes.
you run this joint?
I don't think you're here, Torin.
Which one is the dwarven one? I'm just going to all of them and seeing which one has like, besides the obvious mercenary ones.
The dwarven one is closed. Is basically what it reads.
Oh,
It says closed for fixing the city. But yeah, the tiefling just kind of is like, yeah.
Yeah. What, do you not like company or something?
What do you want?
Just new in town and exploring things. The place looked interesting.
Well,
And at this point, I've made my way inside and
yeah.
looking around.
He seems to have this sort of like 1,000-yard stare.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want?
I just told you. Just looking around.
Oh, then take a seat, I guess.
You're not hiring, are you?
I wouldn't put anyone through that. No. And you do see a golden ring on his finger.
I mean, you probably know the question I'm about to ask. Is it familiar to me?
No.
No, not at
This
all.
is a guild ring for the order of the Order of Nature's Guardians, the Druid Guild, and it's a gold signet ring, which means he is as high as he can go without being the guild leader in that guild.
Gotcha. Okay.
What group am I with?
You're not with anyone. You don't have a guild membership.
No.
No, I like is she like she
Oh
like
my
I assumed
following, I
you
don't
went
know.
with Calcin and Torin, or
Yeah.
you went off to go do your own thing.
Oh, I have
'cause
no
know
idea where
Nyx-
you are.
Yeah, Nyx went off to go do her own thing.
I like look around, I was looking around, and I look back down, and everyone's gone. And I'm like, well,
The deal was to go off, do your own thing for a couple of hours, and we'll meet up at the nearest tavern.
Yeah.
Nearest. the
I'm gonna
entrance.
go buy seeds. I don't have any money.
You get weird
yeah, you
coin
just gave
purse.
all of it.
So what do you do, Anatarian?
I guess I'll just go to the nearest like tavern then and just sit.
We'll get
I'll
back
be
to you.
boring.
So yeah, Nix, you notice that about him as he sort of sits down and he pulls out like a thing of tea, like a small teacup, and as he like raises it to take a drink, his hands are shaking frequently.
Don't think the tea is ought to be working.
Huh?
I said I don't think the tea is working.
Ah.
You might need something stronger.
I refuse to put that poison in my body.
Fair enough, it does calm the nerves though, gotta say.
I have more natural remedies, but we're open.
Fair enough. Alright then. Well, I answered the question I needed answered anyway. Pleasure meeting ya. Didn't catch your name because I don't think you said it.
Bastion.
Bastion.
Oh!
Ah! Shit.
I know this man. Oh boy!
Mm-hmm.
Do I know this man?
He's a turret.
Justin does. Alex also should.
Yeah, Alex does.
This
And
is
Alex
this is
is
what it,
sad, but Nix wouldn't know.
big
Wouldn't put anyone
PTSD.
through there. Yeah.
Big PTSD.
And Nix, as you exit, and as all of you are sort of thinking about Boulder, you see a small human child walk up, and he has like a small box with him.
Mm-hmm.
He sets it down. He
Oh.
pulls out some paper, and he steps up on top of it, and he shouts, "Companions of Mark's Claw defeated. The Badlands stay still." And he repeats that a few times. He seems to be a town crier of sorts.
Okay.
Did you have a little can so I can put in money?
He doesn't, but he has his hat on the ground.
Yeah, I put in the gold.
All right.
I'll be generous.
He winks to you. He seems to be about like 12. And he says, "Strange structures growing around the continent, dubbed luck houses. Purple and orange structures spawned up out of nowhere. Great treasures, but great dangers inside." And he says that a few times over and over and over and over and over again.
Mm.
And then he says, "Come, read this morning's paper. Only a copper." And he has a
I
bunch
pay
of
another
papers
gold
next
for
to
the
it.
paper.
Oh God. He
Torn is
his-
easily
his jaw drops.
entertained.
His jaw drops, and he hands you a newspaper, basically.
Torn reads. Wait, I can't read.
Oh no! Oh jeez.
Not me.
Oh, geez, Scoob.
Yeah, you
We
all
can
hear
find you
this because and Nix, you're exiting at a fair distance away from this situation, but then a little human girl on your street corner pulls up with a little box, sets it down, steps up on top of it, starts shouting these things as well, with papers next to them. So Torin, you read the paper?
Yes.
You which section do you delve into, or do you just read the cover? Because it has like.
I'll read the cover and then from there I'll go.
Okay. The cover story is Luck Houses! Exclamation point, and you see there's it says artist rendition. The artist is credited as Talon Foxtail. Talon Foxtail is apparently an artist or something like that. And it's this large like sort of purple and orange structure, like purple and orange bricks with these large doors with with an orange gem and a purple gem on either door, because it's two doors, and the color of the door is opposite to the gem that's on their handles. And you read it's about these structures that one adventuring party delved into, came out badly injured, but with about 6 times the amount of a normal job they've ever gone in gold and items came from it. And many other adventuring parties have ventured into these structures but have not returned. And then you read about how the Companions of Mark's Claw, a guild in this city, were tasked with pushing back the Badlands And they didn't fail, but they didn't succeed, and only one of them returned.
Oh, jeez.
Mm.
And you see the Companions of Mark's Claw symbol, and it's the sort of claw hand that matches one of the buildings in the distance. And there's various things, sort of in the very back, seemingly written by probably one of the smaller reporters that doesn't really get a lot of attention. Writes just a small exclamation point protest. Adventurers in the city unhappy about the new passing of spell regulation. 1 second here. I have to get the minister's name real quick. Minister Dorko Platbeard says this is for the betterment of the city, and that the adventurers are just ungrateful for the safety that he provides, and they wish only to sling their spells to charm merchants and a lot of slanderous things. But this is pretty basic. The normal citizens of not the Empire but the United sort of provinces don't really trust adventurers, because as far as they're concerned, their cities are safe, and if you feel the need to get your money risking your life, that's your own damn business, but don't involve us in it. Because also where adventurers go, danger follows.
You know,
Jesus.
It's
Like
very, yeah.
Considering what happened in fucking Alistar, yeah.
Oof.
I just see it as it's the same with weapons. You can't be waving your weapons around. Why should spellcasters be waving spells around? Same principle.
Thank you, Torin. Very cool.
Thank you, Thorn. Very cool.
But yeah, they're just
Quality.
shouting about that, and you can choose to listen to it or not.
I want to go to the bear claw place. To the claw place.
Oh God! So Nix, as you're leaving and moving towards the guild hall with the sword through the moon, Torin just waddles past you towards the building you just came from.
Okay.
Calston is right behind him.
Whatever.
Okay, so you guys aren't going
Do my
to
own business.
the moon place.
Oh, that's right, Moon.
That's where I'm headed. You guys can go to Mark's
I'm
clan.
thinking of visiting like almost all of them.
Okay, so you all arrive at the moon place, and you see inside. There aren't a ton of people here, but there is a very gruff-looking furbolg. He has one eye, and half of his face looks like it was mauled by some animal and never healed properly. Like buzz-cut hair, looks buff as hell, sitting behind the counter, and is just like flipping through a ledger with his one good eye.
Hello.
Howdy.
Hi. How's it going?
I'm good. What about you?
Oh, you know, the usual.
What's the usual?
Calculating the income brought in by people for the quests given out. Going through new applications, other things like that. Welcome
Seems
to the moon split.
Torrin kind of looks at him. You wanna
Seems like a busy
explain
place.
Oh,
what this whole thing is about?
he sort of nods his head, and he pulls out a silvered greatsword and puts it on the table. We are a guild who are not particularly fond of the sister of Minal, Sollaria, who's responsible for the creation of lycanthropes. Lycanthropes, my bad, I can't speak.
It's fine.
We specialize in taking down these abominations. And he sort of like gestures to the greatsword, and it starts to hum with a divine energy.
Oh, So you've got the grace of the gods with you then.
You could say that. It's more my vengeance that fuels me, and he like clutches the sword harder and he bleeds a little bit.
Would you call it a rage? Torin kind of
How
listens.
would one go about hunting down something as big and fierce as a lichen anyway?
They're not so tough once you pull out something silver. Douse them in holy water. Rend them with radiant energy. They could be
kinda
any
looks at his
variety
fist.
of ways of dealing with it.
Torin
Not
kind of
about
looks at
finding
his
them.
fist like, oh, fuck.
Sorry, what'd you say next?
I meant more about finding them. Here they make themselves scarce.
Can you just make a general D20 roll for me?
Yeah, no, it's
And
Sure,
subtract
I
2
I
from
can
it?
do that. Subtract 2, yeah, just a general charisma check.
Yeah.
This is not gonna end well. Oh god.
Ooh, okay. Let's roll this man's insight. Ooh, that's a nat 18.
Oh well, yeah, she's visibly uncomfortable with all of this.
Well, how we typically sniff them out is wait until they step out of the shadows. And he just stares intently at you. His
Nyx
his
matches
one
the
bad
stare.
eye, his one good eye focusing in on you. Ooh, we
She
got,
does match the stare,
got a new
obviously. This is
follow.
gonna make
Thank you.
everything very tense and awkward.
Yeah, and there's this pulse of energy that radiates from the man, but nothing seems to happen.
I ask him how a martial artist would go about dealing with lichens.
I've heard of some of them that center in their natural energies and making sure that their fists can overcome resistance to non-magical bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Hey.
Oh yeah, no, I know that out of character. It's just in character.
Be
Torin's
level
like,
6.
In character, Torin's like, my fists aren't silver.
Mhm.
You could probably get yourself some silver brass knuckles or something like that.
Okay. He's just,
Thanks,
Okay.
mister!
Thanks,
yeah,
mister.
Torin's just like, thank you.
But yes, if you also want to protect these fine people from these scourges, then we're the place for you.
Do you hunt other things?
Oh.
Not just lichens?
We do, but we specialize in the hunting of lichens.
Lycanthropes.
Lycanthropes, thank you. Silver
Gotcha.
brass knuckles, yes.
Silver brass. I was thinking that. My brain
Yeah,
was
I
like,
was like,
Mhm.
wait a minute.
silver brass
Wait a
knuckles. I was like,
minute.
yeah, no, if you did like a silver knuckle kind of thing. Yeah, actually, they would just be silver knuckles.
Shh, no.
Calcin by this point has just lost interest and is just turning and walking away.
Okay.
I'm gonna follow him since that's my out.
As you turn around and walk away, you hear a voice in your head just go, I hope you're not fraternizing. It would end terribly for you.
She smiles to herself, doesn't say anything, and walks out.
Okay.
Torin also walks out.
And you
likes
all
these
exit
people.
that guild hall.
And
he
Nyx
likes
just
he likes these people. They help.
okay. Nyx takes a deep breath as she realized she wasn't breathing the entire time.
What's wrong with
Okay.
you?
Are
Nothing.
you a werewolf?
No,
Just
actually, no.
She was uncomfortable when they were starting to talk about lichens.
That doesn't
2
make
plus
me one.
2. I'm
Um,
asking. That's
I
why I'm
mean-
asking.
certainly
Not
one way to go
assuming.
about that. Hi.
That's one conclusion to instantly jump to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what he's not
I'm sorry.
assuming.
You've
He's
seen
asking.
me out in the middle of the night.
It wasn't a full moon.
This is
Haha.
that's how it works.
I don't know how it
Besides,
works.
you
That's
Only
why
a
I'm asking.
lichen
See
would
me
know
have
how it works.
total control
Lichen
over
would-
my body.
That's why I'm asking. I'm not accusing or
I'm
anything.
not.
No.
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 Alright, so where you guys go?
I want to talk to Bastion.
Alright, you walk into that guild hall.
Yes,
I-
just gonna go ahead and take a walk by herself.
And Calston is gonna walk on over to the claw.
Alright, so you also make your way over to what you now realize is the companions of Mark's Claw guild hall. And as you enter in, the tiefling sort of like almost looks shocked that a second person has walked through the door today. He just goes, "Oh, hello."
Oh. Torin kind of looks at him for a second with that 1,000-yard stare.
Make
That
an
he has.
insight check.
Gotcha. Gotcha! It's the
Holy
same stare Master had.
moly!
I am so glad I didn't say if anyone wanted to make an insight check on Nick. Fuck, alright.
Yeah, that is the same stare your master would have when he was flashing back to more traumatic moments of his past. Definitely some form of PTSD.
Yeah, he knows that's the stare of somebody who's lost something.
Not only a natural 20, but 2 natural 20s.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, it was too.
You also now know his social security number.
You know who it was. You've seen his life.
This life just flashed before your eyes.
You are once again caught in another
Sorry.
1,000-yard stare.
Torin kind of looks at him
Because
and
the
feels.
two are cosmically connected.
Torin looks at him and kind of feels sad because that's he knows that stare. He
Mhm.
knows it all too well. Oh, you've lost people.
Yeah, you could say that. But don't you read the papers? And he kind of like looks like spitefully out the door.
They don't do justice.
Mm.
It's
But they get their stories.
not all of it. You have to come to the source for it.
Yeah, they did. And I told them, and that's what they decided to share with the public.
Torin, you have my sympathies.
Thanks. Do you need anything, or did you just come in here to say sorry?
I wanted to learn about the guild.
He kind of like looks you over. Just go to the Adventurers Guild. We don't really have any specialized. We're not recruiting.
I still want to know.
Well, we were defenders of this realm. We took a lot of missions we probably shouldn't have, considering they couldn't really pay us enough, but that was fine as long as we got to do the right thing. We were powerful, we were coordinated, and we lost. But that doesn't mean everyone else has to. I know a thing or two, and I know one day we can build ourselves back up, but for now everyone's on a bit of a grieving leeway, per se.
I know you're not recruiting, but I'd like to join.
What's your name? I'll keep you in mind for when we open back up. Pulls out a pen.
Torin, the world could use more people willing to help. And I want to be like that.
You see his eyes, his pupilless eyes just kind of look down. You're not quite sure what that like entails. It's hard to read tiefling's eyes.
Yeah.
He just goes, "Yep. The world does need them." And he sort of finishes scrawling something out. And you, Yumi,
Yumi.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Gausen Gear.
Writes your name down. And you watch as you say your last name, his eyebrow raises. Huh. Then shakes his head. Alright.
Just gives a smile.
Need anything else?
This is more a personal thing, but do you know a man named Orca?
Does he? Nick asks himself as he picks up the D20.
Or the
Yup.
whale?
Pretty much.
Oh yeah, this is the first ghost I've ever heard of that.
Like an orca whale.
Yeah, yes. Torrance kind of like, yes,
Yeah,
because he's
there,
heard that 1,000 times.
There are many orca whales. Yes.
No, his name is Orca.
Oh, then no, sorry.
Were you trained by a whale?
No.
The tiefling's eyes get wide for a second and then they lower. Like, what? Oh, okay, good.
I mean, he was big, but not whale big.
Are you sure? Or it's always polymorph?
Just a, oh my fucking god.
Torin overloads for the second time today.
Shuts down.
Too much for the bird brain to process.
Do.
No, he's not actually a polymorph exists. Oh, what?
It's that you'd never expect the person to have polymorph. Like, oh,
Oh.
Oh no.
Just looks at the guy by the desk. This happens all the time.
He nods.
Torrance snacks back into it.
Now,
Hey, welcome back.
if you don't mind, I have
Right. Just.
yeah.
If you ever want to just talk to somebody or just need help, I'll be in the closest tavern.
Right. We're probably gonna be in town for a bit.
Okay then, mate. As
Or
he
gives a smile.
sits back down in his chair.
Torrance gives a smile and walks out.
Okay. So you smile with your bird teeth and you walk out.
Bird teeth.
He has
God.
cheeks.
Calcin follows.
Like a fucking goose. You.
So uncomfortable.
Alright, so what are y'all doing now? You wanna check out like the Wayward's Hold or the
I mean, I was
The
gonna
protest.
continue doing what I was doing after taking a couple deep breaths and being like, it's fine, you're fine, everything is fine.
Everything's fine.
And realizing that if I were to find what I'm looking for, she realizes that she's, after seeing and meeting with that guild, that it is much, much, much less likely she's gonna find what she's looking for.
Noted. So what do you do?
I'm with Kelson.
Fuck, I lost my train of thought. I'm just reiterating what I did before, kind of just wandering around, kind of trying to find if there's anything that would more feel familiar than look, per se.
There's a protest going on.
I mean, yeah, there's that, and if she doesn't find...
Well, that would be familiar to you.
No, that's true, You're right. But that's not exactly what I mean by what she's looking for,
no.
but...
I can
you
tell
get
you
what I'm
right now,
saying.
no.
You're telling me no? Okay,
Yeah,
cool,
I'm
so then
telling
she'll
you.
head out by the protest then.
Alright. What are you two doing?
Let's head to the hold. I think the hold is
Yeah.
is basically sort of like
Alright.
like the center point.
You pass by the protest on your way to the hold.
Excuse me, pardon me. Excuse me.
Yeah, you see there's a dwarf who like has been continually like pushing guards off of him. And he's just saying like, you should come back when you know how to fucking fight, you pussies. And he just keeps pushing them on the ground as they try to stop. He's just like, oi, Blackbeard, get your ass out here and answer. You can't stay in your fucking hole forever. Just keeps banging on the door. And you recognize his face to match the symbol on the guild hall.
This is where you're.
So you see a bunch of dwarves sort of rioting behind him. And you assume that this is Galder from the Galder's Gall guild.
Calder's call.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming we're not getting in.
Oh, they're messing with the minister's house. The hold is behind it, but you can you just make your way past. But that's what's happening.
Just excuse me, pardon me.
I
Very
get
loud.
your fucking and it's just dwarves cursing you out as you push your way through. And it's not all dwarves. There's like some people from the other mercenary companies that are also sort of protesting. They have like signs. They're like,
By
this
the
is
way-
fucking communism or something. I don't know.
By the
This
way,
is bullshit and
by the
fascism
way-
or whatever.
I speak Dwarven. Considering, I figured they're sort of like more of like a crafty sort, like smith.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah.
It does make sense.
All right, yeah, you speak Dwarven, so you hear a lot of really bad curses being thrown out in Dwarven.
Ooh. Ooh.
Things I don't want to say.
Yeah.
Things I said once, and then my mom made sure I never said them again.
You woke up a day later.
I'm sorry, mommy. I'm sorry.
Wham!
But yeah, we make our way back.
All right, so you make your way to the hold. Next, you approach the protest as well, and you get sort of the same sight.
The same side, people pushing and fucking. I'm assuming I get shoved by a dwarf and I will attempt to shove back.
No,
with a-
you don't get shoved by a dwarf. They're very polite.
Okay.
They don't see you in guard attire or of any insignia of any other guild, so they don't really mess with you. They just, "Hey, watch where you're going," or something as you're walking by.
Piss off.
Basically.
That kind of thing. Yeah, I want to try and.
Unless you're trying to help get the fuck out of the way.
What do you think I'm trying to get towards the door?
Aye, alright. Make your way, boys. Fucking gnome's gonna solve all the problems.
Oh no.
And you do see the dwarves will part the sea for you, as to say. And you just hear them all saying in Dwarven. Kelson, you hear in Dwarven, "Aye, fucking gnomes."
Fucking gnomes.
Fucking no bitch.
and they say, "Yeah, check this shit out." Basically.
Basically. Oh fuck! I'm on spotlight again. Shit.
Yep. And a guard looks at you with these tired eyes, like, "Oh no, another one."
Another
Calcium-
one.
Calcium,
Giant smile on her face. The first one she said in days since Alistar. So, where's the good minister at then?
He's inside.
You sure about that? Because I'm not sure anyone could survive this madness for that.
The minister is a very patient man, and because he is so patient, none of you have been arrested yet. And he sort of like grits his teeth, like, "God damn it!" Like they should all be arrested by now.
yeah, Calcium
Let's
just
see how far we can push it then.
Calcium just reapproaches and just shouts out, "Next, please don't get yourself killed or arrested."
I ignore him
You
completely. and
barely
approach.
hear it over the crowd.
It's like, oh, it's my conscience. Nah.
Rip.
All right. He just turns and walks and just says, "She's on her own."
Nice.
Or being extra careful not to push anybody. He's like bobbing and weaving like a leaf in the wind.
You see a dwarf who's not like you in a sense where he's a monk, but he seems more scrappy.
Ah, a pugilist.
He
a
sees
man
you.
of culture.
He sees you like ducking and dodging and just gives you a nod.
You get that nod of approval, the bearded man.
Yeah.
That's so right.
All right. So what did you say next?
Fuck, what did I say? Oh my god, I hate everything.
Dang, okay. I see how it is.
No, it's me hating myself because I totally am like so scattered right now.
That's fine. I
Um,
understand.
didn't think of it. All right. Fuck.
Well, before
Well,
you
if
before you
the-
say anything more,
Okay.
you watch as Galder walks up, and he goes, "Oh, you fucking yeah!" You just and he pushes the guard away, and the guard falls over, and he puts his arm around you and brings you forwards, and a bunch of the other dwarves sort of surround you all in like a huddle, and he goes,
Uh-oh.
"Aye, lass,
Aye.
you're new in town.
Mhm.
You wanna fucking stick it to this bitch? Fuck it, stick it to the man."
Hell yeah.
Oh,
Can I
fantastic.
can I interject and just yoink her out of this situation?
Make
Yoink.
an athletics check to try to
No.
push through the huddle of about 20 dwarves.
10.
Okay. They have advantage because they're a swarm of dwarves.
There's
They rolled a 24, so
A murder of dwarves.
a murder of
Murder
dwarves.
of
you
dwarves,
could say.
literally.
So you're trying to like pull Nyx out of the situation, but the other dwarves are like, aye, tall one, get back.
A group of
I
dwarves
see
would be
it's
called a
frustrating.
beard.
I got this, don't worry.
He goes,
No, you don't. You're going to get yourself hurt.
This isn't my first protest, lass.
I have an idea.
Certainly won't be my last.
I have an idea of how to make him realize we need spells in the city.
Other than throwing a bunch at him.
Well, that's just unlawful and murderous. This.
They don't have to be. They don't have to be spells that are gonna harm the man.
Well, you don't want to overload someone with healing energy, or else that gets really
There
bad
are
too.
other things that can knock a man down, knock him out. I've seen it done.
Well,
That's
we're not.
violent.
Yeah, we're not hoping to stir up violence here, lass. But
All right.
what if, let's say, a really nasty creature makes its way through the defenses of the guards and attacks the minister's building. And we,
Oh, no.
the powerful adventurers, are there with our spells, weapons, and talents to save him.
So you got something that's gonna be a mighty beast that you can take down?
Oh, I know where one is, but none of us can be seen doing it.
So you're about to send me off on...
You're new blood. No one knows you.
Right.
Be perfect for the job.
So... You want to send me off by myself
Oh,
to go
no.
out and wrangle this beast?
You're with
So that you all can take all the credit and the glory for it then?
Ho, Tito.
Am I getting this right?
No. It would get the law revoked. That's the plan. Because no one's gonna know this was intentional. We'd get arrested. Releasing
course
a
not.
beast on the city. Now you take your friends, and there's a manticore that's been hiding out in the woods that we haven't really told the authorities about. Because it's not
Course
doing
not.
anything, it's just minding its own business. But
Of course.
you find it, you subdue it, you bring it back in the underneath the cover of night. You let me know, and he pulls out a sending stone. When you subdued it, we'll heal it back up and send it in. And the attack starts. We kill it. Law gets revoked. All's well that ends well. Flawless plan.
Other than the casualties of said manticore, possibly me friends.
Why do you
About
care about a
capturing
manticore? It's
entities.
fucking evil.
I meant me and my friends about to go capture this damn thing.
Oh.
Those could be the casualties, not to mention anybody that gets caught in the
Uh,
crossfire.
Well, change doesn't happen by standing around shouting at a door.
No, you bring the man out.
Hell, he ain't coming out. And he pounds his chest. He's a dwarf.
Proud.
Mm.
Pride in
There's got to
your-
be more than one way to get into that house, though.
Can you dispel magical wards, lass?
No, but there's ways to get around that kind of thing.
Ah, well, then
There's
you
ways
ain't
to get
getting in.
resources to do it. There's
Hey,
resources.
I hope
After
you
all,
have the
aren't you a
coin
mighty
then.
guild? Can't you summon something like
That's magical
Somebody.
shit. We don't deal with that.
dwarves? Well, this is for the good of the city. I suppose this wouldn't also be a bad idea to be talking among the other merc guilds and bands and hiring this out.
And
After all, you're willing to hire out me.
not to mention, I'm not. This isn't for free. I have a cousin. His name's Ren Galder, in the Adventurers Guild. He can hook you up with some better than average jobs. Cause when you get there, they don't give you the good stuff right up front.
Oh, of course
They
not.
give you that baby shit. That even though you may be more powerful than the job, they give it to you anyways. So
Of course.
you help me, my cousin can get you some good jobs, high-paying ones too.
There are more guilds that are more magically inclined, though. If this is for the good of the city, which it is, it's stupid, bullshit fucking law. Source it out. Get someone to dispel the magic. They can't stop all of us.
That's some Area 51 logic, and I do not
I mean,
like
no,
it.
it is
I'm
literally
not
the
okay.
logic of fucking
They
revolution.
can't stop all of us.
They can't stop all of
Massacre
us.
happens.
They might, lass. They might.
I mean, what do I know? I'm just new in town.
Aye. Not a bad idea. It's just mine's been thought out a little more, and it's
Other
flawless.
than the people that are gonna get caught in the crossfire for this whole thing.
And it's flawless.
Flawless.
Sorry, hadn't considered that.
There you go. Any winks?
Yeah.
I'll think on it.
Fantastic. And he sort of stands up and goes, "Aye, Blackbeard, get your ass out here!" He walks up, starts pushing guards down again, and starts banging on the door. Meanwhile, you all approach the Wayward Hold, and on the outside, it looks just like a very large log cabin. And on the sign, it says in many languages, from common to deep speech, the Wayward Hold. And looking in shows the signs of a warm glow coming from the interior.
I walk in.
All right.
Walk in.
As you walk in, there's the sound of revelry and music playing. And you see on a board, there's like you know how on like official bars or whatever. You see a Thrain in here, by the way, because this is where she was chilling out.
I wave.
You see, you know how like in band bars or whatever they have like playing tonight or whatever is the name of the band. The band that is currently playing is called the Outcasts. You see a furbolg with like very long dark hair. It's like a Thrain's hair, but if it was like greasy and black, and it's like currently like over the majority of his face as he's just slamming the drums. You see a goblin who's on the guitar. Doesn't look anything special, no hair or anything, just a goblin playing a guitar. And there's a kobold on bass. And there's an orc who is like a full orc who is singing lead vocals. And he has a gorgeous voice, which kind of blows your mind. And you see a confused lizard folk standing like behind the orc who occasionally like hums the melody. They're basically the backup singer, but they don't really know what they're doing. You assume that this is like their friend that they made perform with them today because they were short someone.
Oh, you poor fuck.
Oh yeah. And you see a man and or sorry, to describe more of the interior, you see a plethora of bounty boards. A bar, there's rooms, and there's people of all shapes and sizes. There's bounty boards that go from novice to master on there, and you see a man who's standing by the quest board is a tiefling man. He's got red skin, long black hair, and has like purple eyes, but one of his eyes has like a black slit like a pupil, and you see half of his tail, and one of his horns is like broken off. And he's sort of as you approach, you hear him talking to like a small halfling man, just like, "Hey, I told you for the last time, you're a novice. You get novice jobs. Now go pick one that's proper for your level and come back." Shushes him away.
Ah, that sounds like a good place.
Okay, real quick, we're gonna take a short
All right.
30-second break because I have to go pee. So
All right.
I will be back.
Valid.
I will be back shortly.
Yeah.
Yee.
I'm gonna take one as well then.
Oh shit. He's here? What?
Hello, I've returned.
I have returned.
Ha!
How could this be?
I've had to drink a lot of water because I'm talking a lot tonight, so I had to pee. You know, as you do.
What was that line from Xenoverse 2?
How could this be?
The big get so allowed me to cheat. How could this be?
That's a Nick meme. 100%.
Aw, dude, I love that. Xenoverse 2, man. Oh man, this is gonna be fun. Very excited.
Oh yeah.
Viva la revolution!
Vive
Oh,
la
yeah.
revolution.
There's gonna be
Some shit.
Dare I say, conflict?
Mayhaps.
with the person that
John.
says fuck magic. Hey, we should help this magic.
Is John here? No, he's not.
I wonder how that's gonna go. Remember to turn that bell icon on the stream.
There's a bell icon on
There's
the
a
stream.
bell
Yeah,
icon?
you can bell icon so that they notify you when.
Oh yeah,
when they're
make sure the
streaming.
notifications
Yeah.
are on in your phone.
Hey, don't forget to hit that bell. Subscribe.
Don't
Slap
forget to
it.
hit that bell.
Slap it with the might of Zeus.
Slap it up with the might of Zeus. Flex tape.
Oh, the might of Zeus! Fucking goddamn it. Okay, Crow's back. Is John back, though, is the real question.
That's the
I
real
think
question.
You were muted.
didn't
I
know.
just checked back. Jonathan.
Jonathan Joestar.
Jonathan Jostas. Go ahead, Mr. Joester.
Go ahead, Mr. Joester. You know what's really funny?
Hmm.
Torin can drive.
Yep.
Oh God.
Torin knows how to drive. My boy can drive stick.
Stick.
So can Nyx, but you know.
Is the ancient way of driving stick shift just hitting the horse with a stick as you ride the buggy?
Yes.
Oh my God. It's terrible, but yes, that seems accurate.
Instead of the
See.
reins, you just got them hooked up and you whoosh, whoosh.
I love that I gave Torin weaver's tools. So he's a beautiful tailor.
Hey, you'll never have to worry about your clothes getting torn.
Torin has
Torin,
many things on his
Torin is the grandma of the group who knits.
Yes. I agree.
I agree.
Agree.
My dog has come to visit my feet.
It's a good place to be.
Hello, Spuggy. He's such a good boy. There's lightning outside, so he's spooked.
How dare the lightning?
I know.
How dare.
Hi, I have a
Ah,
job.
fabulous. So,
Why? Hello.
something else you two notice as you're sort of approaching the tiefling man is you see that same stranger with the gray skin and the misty eyes sitting playing solitaire.
Is he just gonna be at every fucking tavern?
What the fuck? Okay, I'm gonna go to the man at the desk.
Okay. You approach, and the tiefling man, his eye looks to you. Yeah, what's up?
Oh,
New
is
in
that-
town.
Indeed.
Well, welcome to the Adventurers Guild. My name is Free. Pleasure to meet you. He holds out his hand to you.
Your name is Free? Can I have it?
he laughs hysterically. And he pounds the desk and the desk shakes and he goes, I've legitimately never heard anyone say that to me before.
Torin gives that smile of, I did it.
Well done, boy.
Approval.
What's your name?
Torin.
Nice.
I finally take the man's hand. Kelson Gear. It's a pleasure.
Pleasure, sir. What are you all getting yourselves into? Something dangerous or something more tame?
Well, we just sort of arrived in town, sort of just trying to get our bearings first, wondering exactly if the guild had any sort of specialization like the others, or if this was a sort of more classic all-rounder, jobs on a board, you take what you think you can carry.
That is exactly it. Though, it's not a... You can judge what you think you can handle, but there are regulations here. First off, we have to sign you up and get you memberships in the guild. Nothing terribly hard. It's just to help us categorize your party and get you jobs suited for your skill sets. But while registration is happening, you can peruse the various jobs on the board. We provide work to all those who need it. We just want to make sure you can handle the job and that you don't die while doing it. Because if you die, we have less members. Less members, we make less money.
Fair. Is there any sort of rule on being a part of more than just one guild?
Nope. Not at all. The Adventurers Guild, we're not a major guild, so we don't have we don't have that pride about us.
Fantastic.
We're just happy that the problems of this fine province are being solved. For the right price. And he winks.
So then, what exactly do I have to do in order to sign up?
Well, you just fill out your name, which province you come from, and if not, just a general location. Anyone you may be associated with, guild or otherwise, or any nobles you may know. The others don't quite care about it, but knowing which noble supports you is something that can be helpful in regards to your sponsorship.
Does family association count?
Depends if they are actively supporting you. Or you put it down regardless. If that's something you feel is an asset. Your abilities, your equipment, other things like that. Of course, what you're willing to share. I'm not going to scour your possessions for a magical item or anything like that. He sort of laughs and slams the desk again.
I like this place. Sure, I'll go ahead and sign up.
This is like the tavern, right?
Yeah, this is the tavern you're in, basically. You've just been observing, being, a wallflower.
Also...
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was going to ask him, that man over there is playing cards.
Mm-hmm.
How long has he been here?
He arrived this morning.
Interesting. 'Cause we saw him at the last city we were at just a few days ago.
Must be a swift traveler, then.
I guess so. Just sort of looks over to the man playing cards. An odd one, that.
Oh, yeah, I don't even know. I don't know what they are.
Anyway. So, where do I sign?
Here you go. And he hands you, like, a small packet for you to fill out. And you, young Torn?
Same.
Fantastic. Hands you the packet as well. Is there anyone else in your party, or are you just a party of two?
Several, but I don't know if they want to sign in. I point at Ithrain. She's in our party.
He waves.
But again, I don't know if they want to sign, like, up for this.
He waves and he cups his hand to his mouth and casts thaumaturgy. Hey, lady! Your party's over here!
I slowly turn my head, nod, and get really confused on why I was screamed at.
Do you want to sign up or not? To get money!
Help people.
Help people!
Torn nods at that one. Yes.
Sure.
We'll say the
Great!
We'll say the money's a little bit more of a motivation for Calcium, but he's gonna keep it the one to himself.
Fantastic. And you, Ithrain, are handed a packet as well.
What if we don't want to disclose where we're from?
Oh, that's fine. It's just to help with the gauging of your skill sets and abilities, what you can handle.
Okay.
All right. What are you, like, from the Badlands or something? You're not from the Badlands, right?
You're not actually, right?
Wait, hold on a second.
I don't know where I'm from is called. Is the issue.
Okay, great.
Ooh, thank fuck.
I don't put exactly. I just put the province.
Yeah, totally.
I'm not putting the town I'm from.
I understand.
Fuck that place.
I put down the province, the fact that my mother is an engine is also basically an artificer. That dad works at the Monster Hunters Guild.
Oh yeah, you write down all the usual shit that someone whose family has connections does.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's illegal. All right, and you fill that out, and he goes, "Well, all right. If that's all, I can start. I can put you through the system, and we can see which jobs are best appropriate for you."
All right.
All right.
Mirith walks over and gets her information filled out as well.
Mm-hmm. And I believe at this point would be the time where Nyx would walk in.
Okay. Nyx walks in, and he says, welcome to the Wayward Hold.
That's the other member of our party.
Fantastic. Come over here and sign up.
What?
Yeah, you're...
I didn't get...
We're signing up for the guild.
We decided on this one then.
No.
There's
Well,
no.
I decided, Kelson decided, and everybody else made the choice. But you can say no if you want.
Oh, this doesn't really like affect your standing in the other guilds here. We're just we're a general provider of quests. They're more specialized.
This is just something for us to start out on.
Exactly. Everyone needs to start somewhere.
Okay. What exactly do I have to provide?
Just some general information. You look at the packet and you can choose to fill out whatever you like. Just the only real mandatory thing is a name and your abilities if you care to share all of them. If not, it's fine. This is just to gauge sort of. It's to help the system figure out where you're best put.
Right. Okay. I did want to come and talk to y'all because I think we have a job, but I suppose we can do this as well.
And hey, who says you need one job at a time? You could grab one while you're here.
I suppose, yeah.
He winks.
Take a packet and skim it through. Obviously not providing all of the information. Naturally, as you do.
Not too early.
And you all sign it, and you watch as he takes your packets back to like a filing cabinet of sorts, and he opens it up. Make perception checks.
I can sort of do that. Sort of. Yeah.
Yep.
Ooh.
A Thrain. You think you see teeth in the cabinet.
Oh goddamn, Captain Mimic.
I just think back. I think back to the conversation I was having with Tor, and I just go, "What if one of my ancestors is a gear?"
And he puts the papers in, and the cabinet shuts, and there's a glowing energy that comes from it. He opens it back up, takes out a sheet of paper in return, and looks at it. All right, to the novice board with you.
Great.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Anyway, I think I've
It's a
got something
start.
a little more interesting.
All right. Well, enjoy your stay. Get a drink. Enjoy the music. The Outcasts. They're a good band.
I like him already.
They're good folk.
The sort of backup singer, however, seems to be a little sort of just there, but oh no, I like.
She's a lizard folk. They don't. She's told me she doesn't understand why she's doing what she's doing, but she does it anyways.
I see.
To help out her friends.
She's doing great.
Oh yeah, of course. They're one of my favorites.
Well,
I look at Nyx, like, raise like an eyebrow, bird brow.
Bird brow.
Bird brow.
Bird brow.
Bird brow
On
brow.
What's this job?
So, I have a way that we can help the protest come along a little smoother and a little faster.
Oh, for the love of God!
It's a good cause.
Is
Explain.
it?
Yes.
Explain.
Well,
Explain yourself.
what
Explain.
we've got to do is we've got to go find out this beast out in the woods, subdue it, essentially kidnap it, release it onto the town, guild to take care of it. Yeah, that's about it, the plan.
That's a
No.
freaking horrible plan.
No. I refuse.
That's an absolutely god awful plan.
Daga. Kotowaru.
Good to water.
They seem to
I
have it all
refuse.
figured out with this sending stone and stuff, and they know where it is, and
People are gonna
they
get hurt.
just are the ones that, well, hopefully it would only be the
hold on.
minister that would get hurt because that would be where we'd release it.
Why
That's
are
still
we
people
doing?
getting hurt.
It's still people getting hurt. Also, why are we doing this?
To help lift the law against no magic in the city.
I like the law.
I'm fine with that law.
What if something happens? What,
Oh!
people just gonna get arrested for defending the place?
No, what you are
No!
literally saying is
Do you know how laws work?
Just sort of rubs his brow.
And those are emergencies. Laws don't count in emergencies.
Laws
If a-
actually do very much count in
If a
emergencies.
manticore legitimately fucking comes, then I think the law's a bit and people can
Well,
use magic.
exactly,
This is so they
but-
don't go waving spells around like we don't go waving weapons around. I disagree wholeheartedly.
I'm with Taran on this.
The point is to loosen and laxen the law because there isn't any damn reason why anyone in control of perhaps an adventurer's guild or perhaps a fight pit wouldn't
Right.
allow any spells within it.
Right, there isn't any reason. It's not like we're traveling
Exactly,
with
and the
someone.
law's forbidden something like that.
It's not like we're traveling with someone who's going to really shoot fire out of her hands. It's absolutely no reason to do anything
Mirth
like
just goes, "Hey,
that.
I've studied years."
Right. And if somebody hasn't
She can do
studied
more
it-
than shoot fire out of her hands.
Exactly.
Exactly, but she can't do shit with this new law in place.
She doesn't
There's
have to
already-
do shit.
Do you know if there's a law against punching people? Because I think there is. Same with spells. I'm not gonna go around punching the first person I see.
Right.
Or punching merchants
what
because they don't
actually
give
makes
me a
you
good
think
price.
That even if, and what actually makes you think that this actually being in law again, that people are just gonna go around bringing fire out of their hands, or charming the next merchant, or doing all of these other things?
Then it doesn't
mean,
fucking matter.
That's not
Nick,
the point of it. It's a principle of a matter.
Nix, you're trying to make the argument that if an emergency comes up, the law will restrict us from defending the city. And that
It
in order to
will.
hold
I've
on,
seen
in
it
order to-
happen.
hold on,
Not to
in order
mention
to
this is
fix
restricted
that-
for no damn good reason.
and in
Where have
order
you
to
seen this happen?
Hold on. In order to fix that law, you'll want to make an emergency so that we can
Look,
use
it's
spells
not
to
a
defend
great
ourselves.
plan, but it's the one I've got another one in the works. They didn't want to hear any of it because, you know, fucking dwarves. But it does rely on some magical talents from some good friends. One that
I
could
don't
probably
mind
dispel other magical effects.
I don't mind our friends using magic. Just no. I disagree with this.
Just no fucking with the manticore.
That's fine. We didn't have to do it that way anyway.
You know, I prefer no fucking with the minister. Period.
Yeah,
The
I don't want
minister's
to
an ass.
cause problems.
How do you know? You
minister's
don't
an
know.
ass.
From what I've
Not
seen,
handling
so
the
is
situation.
politics.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. That's just politics in general. Everybody's an asshole.
But that doesn't mean we have to let it be that way.
Just rubs his forehead just really hard.
Mirith
Listen.
sort of pipes up and goes, "Well, I mean, we could go there and just kill the manticore instead. So
I
it's
agree.
not threatening the."
I agree.
It's actually not
so-
really doing anything from what I understand of it.
She
It's just
she
kind of out
she pulls
living
out a
its
book
life.
and starts flipping through the pages. I'm gonna make a nature check for her.
The smart girl is gonna figure out what we do next.
That's a really good roll. That's like a 23. She goes, well, I mean, manticore traditionally are evil creatures, and it might just be biding its time to find a mate or something to make its numbers high enough, and it'll probably try to overtake a small settlement or just kill innocents. They're more bestial. They don't have a ton of intelligence. But I mean, even if not, kill it, and she looks to a throne, we could relocate it.
Yes, that would be very lovely.
I don't know if it's gonna really give us a chance of relocating it.
Okay, well, it would be the same plan as if we were going to release it into the city to cause havoc. We subdue it and then move it.
I agree. As long as it's nowhere near the city, that should be fine.
Oh wait, then
Why
it
don't
would
we just take Bikini Bottom
and
push it
it
somewhere else?
And
But
if
wait a minute.
if push comes to shove, then we could kill the manticore, so to
Wait.
speak.
And wouldn't
if-
it just?
But
bite
we
its
shouldn't.
tongue?
We shouldn't go there with the plan to kill it. If we can subdue it, by all means. But nowhere near the city.
I don't really know where we can really move something like that in a quick manner.
If it's unconscious, you can move many things.
Well, yes, but it's only gonna give us a few hours.
I mean, every time it
because
wakes up, just have Torin punch it again.
he misses. Oh
Uh-oh.
god.
I mean, I was
Just
really
a
more
bit-
looking forward to the rewards that they were offering, including bypassing all this novice shit
I'm gonna go
and
to
getting
the
in good with another guild. But
I'm gonna go to the novice board. Well, let's see what's actually on the board.
Kill 3 rabbits.
Nick,
Funny you should ask.
Board.
kill rats in a fucking bar's basement.
On the novice board, damn it, you have the job to clear out the sewer of giant rats of a rat
Oh.
infestation. You can help Miss Dee Dee find her missing cat, whose name is
I
Tom.
like this.
And there's
I like this
also a posting for help with a misused polymorph spell. In Alistar is where it's based. So that job probably popped up right as you left.
Yeah. Oof.
And those are the jobs on the novice board. Because as you were approaching, people were just ripping them off of the board like it was candy.
Honestly, I kind of like clearing at the sewer of giant rats.
Yeah, and I'd like to help with the cat.
Oi.
Helping people's nice.
And honestly, if we really wanted to try and like prove ourselves and get in good with the guilds, maybe we just kill the manticore, just bring it in, and just sort of show like, bam, here we are. What's up?
Besides, everybody starts off somewhere.
Oi.
Master always said that shortcuts are the way to your demise.
This is a very wise bird. And his master, who might have been a whale, is a very wise orca.
Why?
Looks at Torin's wisdom stat. Nice.
Nice. Nice.
Okay, to clarify for the plan for basically what the dwarf, I'm giving you the rundowns of the options. You have the options to do basically the basic quests or kill the manticore or whatever you want to do with that. Or you can follow the dwarf's plan, and the dwarf's plan will lead you all to basically getting better jobs. Ones that are probably safer and pay more than the ones that are currently being offered to you. Because sure, it says clear out the sewers of giant rats, but that's all the information they get.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair.
Mhm.
Clear out the sewer of
We don't
giant
know
rats.
how many
Oh, that's-
rats these are.
No, that's fine. Go down like 50 fucking rats.
50 rats with 2 giant spiders.
Oh god, no. I just seriously don't want to put someone else, I know, it's way. So
Right. That's why I was saying we can always end up in the minister's place. We just need to find a way to dispel a magic field around it. Let the people have their way.
Sounds worse.
They're not gonna kill him.
Are you sure about that?
Absolutely. That's not how this works.
Are you sure about that?
The dwarf, Nyx could tell you, was very against directly harming the minister.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, his plan was release the manticore and have it start to attack someone, but then be so vigilant, quotations, and ready, quotations, that they instantly get the jump on the manticore, and the manticore can't actually hurt anybody. So adventurers are so good at their jobs that they swiftly put an end to this. But that's the dwarf's plan. So take that at face value.
Mm-hmm.
If we do that,
That just seems like it's gonna get nothing. It's obvious that it was planned. If they're just gonna jump on it before it does anything, like how is that believable?
I mean, I'm not necessarily all here for. I couldn't convince them of the legitimacy of their plan because they're convinced it's flawless.
Flawless.
But I do like the sound of the rewards they're about to give. Not to mention, fighting a fucking manticore.
I agree with fighting a manticore. I don't agree with the taking shortcuts. I feel like humble beginnings will give more rewards,
I guess
both for the mind and the soul.
it wouldn't be
But you
super
can't-
shortcuts. It would have been an earned shortcut.
Yeah, it would have been something we've earned by taking a risk.
Yeah.
How many dwarves are being attacked?
I give the approximate amount that I was huddled around.
About 22, roughly.
Actually, 22 dwarves will jump past the manticore that could actually turn into
It's not gonna get anywhere. It's not gonna do nothing.
And the one dwarf was also tossing around people double his size, like they were,
That's also very fair.
like they
It's
were.
pretty much the entirety of the Goldar Guild. Pretty much all of them. Not to mention, anyone sees any of that chaos, this is a town of adventurers. You really don't think anyone's gonna take up the mantle?
And I really
If
do.
things get out of hand? If they get out of hand, fighting 20 second.
And I really do want more gold.
Mm-hmm.
Just,
High risk, high reward.
just Calcin's artificer just starts to claw its way out of its dark and deep abyss. Money.
High risk, high reward. That's all I'm saying.
We could just kill the manticore, bring it to the town, and say that we did it. You know, as Kelton said,
We did
it,
it.
prove it.
Yeah, because they're gonna believe that.
If we drag a dead
Not to mention,
manticore,
you really don't want
corpse?
to show up. You really don't want to be showing up dwarves like that. Could get ugly. Might break off relations, and I don't think we want to be closing doors here.
those aren't people I wish to have relations with.
They're prideful bastards, but they know people and they know how to get around things. Besides, we only really have to be doing it for this one job.
I would rather
we
not
can
send a
take
creature to a deathbed.
No,
It's a fucking
I
manticore.
also
It's
agree.
evil.
We could suppress it. I don't mind killing it, but if Ithrain has a problem, then no.
It
I
might be,
have a problem
but
with the
everything has a
It
right
would
to
be.
live.
Well, then some other adventuring party's gonna go kill it, or it's gonna end up killing innocent people. Of which I'm sorry, Ithrain, but I do value those lives a little more.
That's why I
No,
said
I don't want
relocate
to.
it.
I'm fine with killing something that's evil. I don't want to subdue this creature and then send it basically to a martyr's death.
But it'd be a martyr. It'd be doing something more than just us killing it or something else.
I like the
It'd be
plan
putting
of
it to a better
relocating it.
use. Like,
Not-
like when you repurpose the bones of a deer in order to make tools to be more efficient about hunting them, so that you can use more of it later.
That's taking care of a life after death. I'm talking about taking care of a life while it still lives its own life. That's what bothers me here. I would rather us go
mean-
out and kill it.
Or relocate it.
Yeah, we could relocate it, not to its death, and put it
But
somewhere
why
in the
can't
mountain.
we use this to our own advantage?
Because I would rather not release a, as you stated, evil creature upon upon a town, even with the minute chance of it damaging someone.
Exactly. I agree.
You don't trust the might of 22 feckin' dwarves and the entirety of an adventuring to be able
I
to
don't
handle
trust that
something
this
like that.
manticore is not already bred. And we're basically sending off a revenge quest. Whatever creatures it's procreated with.
Then we
Mhm.
take care of those then.
It just gets under my skin, alright?
I'm just.
If you want to do this, I want no part of it.
I wouldn't like no part of it either.
You and Calson can get your money with your blood on your hands. I am not killing a creature in such a vile way as
If
to
you
send
want-
it to its own deathbed with the chance of hurting someone else.
If you want to do this, count me out. I'll be helping people with the cat.
This is helping people, but
I don't see what help
clear
we
I'm
need.
not the one who's going to be able to convince any of you.
Nope.
I mean, I just don't see the point in dawdling on things we are all clearly capable of doing better of.
Then let us go out and kill the creature or whatever it's procreated with. I don't want to
I don't
use
want
it
to end
as
up
a
on those guys' shit list for taking advantage of a lead they
You
gave
never-
me.
Did you say we were gonna do it? Did you tie us to this?
No,
Then why would we
but
end up on a shit list?
it's a matter of respect.
And I clearly do not respect them. I do not
Well, I'm
care
not
for
going to
the
do anything
respect
to
of dwarves.
disrespect them.
The next time that you meet a man, until you're out of the situation.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear what you said, Crow.
Next time you meet the man, pay him for his information. Then we'll go kill the manticore.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad. Actually.
Still locks. It still closes a door I'd rather.
Mirith pipes up and just goes, just let me know what you guys are doing. I'll be studying.
So is everyone going in on this pot then? For the information of where this manticore is?
Oh,
So
I
that I
have
can
no-
pay the fine lads, or?
I have no problem. I have no money, first off. I already
I'll
paid
pay
for
mine
this.
and Ithrain's part. How much should we give?
I don't know. I don't know what that kind of information's worth.
I'd say 20 gold, perhaps. I'd be willing to put 10. Callison and you put 5.
I think a job like that's worth more than 20. Don't you think?
It's information. we're paying.
Technically, it's not a job either. No one's really gonna pay you for killing this manticore.
It's the hypothetical of if
Oh,
this
okay,
were
okay,
a
okay.
job, what would someone pay for it, kind of thing.
Probably a pretty high amount.
Well, when you come to me-
Calson, make a history check.
Cousin's not here.
Oh, what?
His internet and shit out.
feck.
Callison is going to say that just relocating, it just keeps a problem out in the world. It's an evil creature that eventually will have to be put down. That's what he said in chat.
Okay. Okay.
I don't disagree with killing it. I disagree with the dwarves' plan.
Yeah, let's take this out of character for a moment and discuss what you guys want to do.
I mean, yeah, no, I don't disagree with you guys. It's just, I do really like the idea of not necessarily fast tracking us, but like getting us better and safer jobs quicker. And like I said, and like I've been trying to communicate, dwarves are very prideful creatures. I really don't want to end up,
That's why I stated we should pay the man for his information.
Well, right,
Yeah.
but like a quest for a manticore is worth a lot. Several hundred gold for a party to go out and do that.
Yeah, but just for the
Well, then-
information isn't
Yeah, it's-
equivalent.
Right,
to-
And you
I
can
suppose.
also-
I don't
you
know
can
what the
also
equivalent
tie to his
would be.
pride. You can also tie into his pride and say, if this is the money we're paying for the information, since you didn't have the gall to go out there and kill it yourself.
No, they just can't be
Oh.
tied to it because otherwise it'd be thing was set up.
Why?
Yeah, but if they
They essentially were paying for a new face to go do it.
Hi, John.
Hey, John.
We're discussing what we're doing.
We're discussing the whole thing out of character.
what I'm saying, Alex, is if he does not want to be placed in front of this, he's gonna have to accept the gold, no matter what price we give him, so long as it's fair.
Yeah.
Unless he wants to go out and kill it himself, out of spite. Because then he can't report anything, because he's like, oh,
I gotta go report this to the guards. Well, why did you know the Manticore existed and not kill it in the first place, you damn stupid adventurer?
And at the same time, you're not closing that door because you could shift the blame of, oh, my party wasn't. You could just say my party.
Yeah,
wasn't
you can still be in good terms with us. You just put us on the shit list.
Yeah, and Torin clearly does not care about these magic using dwarves.
They don't use magic.
They don't use magic.
Either way, he clearly doesn't care about these dwarves.
These magic using dwarves, like I said. My insight
Yeah.
tells me they use
Right,
magic.
they're magic. Yeah, I don't know. I don't disagree with these plans personally. I just know Nyx is gonna be hot about it for a while.
Hey, you can also tattle on them. To the minister.
Could. That is something we could do.
That would
Well,
But no.
You could, and maybe they'll give us the quest for the Manticore.
Yep.
Just say, hey, there's Manticore, and they're like, oh my god, you need to be sent out at once.
Oh my god. If you take care of that, you need 100 gold pieces up front.
You know, you could do something like that. Of like, oh hey, heard about a manticore out there. We're just gonna go handle that. Because you know it's dangerous.
Hey.
That actually
I'd rather
that
be
would
in
be a
good
plan I would
stands.
agree with actually. That the whole point of this is Nyx wants to put adventurers in a better light. And that is part of the point of doing this whole thing.
well, Thrain is a little bit upset with you anyway.
Well, yeah, Nyx is not happy about the situation either.
Well, she's more mad that y'all kind of like didn't listen to her at all when she was turning into a dryad.
Oh yeah. That's
Yeah, fair, totally.
All right.
mean-
So,
To be fair,
So-
do you guys want to take one of the novice jobs and maybe do that before handling the Manticore situation?
Torin
Yeah,
really wants to help the cat.
Yeah, you can do that real
That
quick.
cat.
Yeah, help the
Yeah,
cat.
that is something we could do.
After that,
I
we can
Torin
just
just
want to make
likes
sure we're all
helping
on the
people.
same page, though. Are we gonna report the Manticore's existence then to the minister, and then go kill it? Is that the idea we're going with?
I'm in agreement that report the Manticore's existence. Maybe not fuck up the other guild. Maybe not say,
Yeah, no,
Oh,
I
this
wasn't gonna
other
say
guild-
anything
but
about
say-
them. I wasn't gonna say
say-
anything about that. I was like, hey, this is something we found and we figured out.
Well,
but
that's gonna get you on the shit list with the
The
dwarves.
dwarves.
but
That's not
at the
gonna get
same
them in
time,
trouble though, and then I can pay them for the information to get paid the Manticore.
So basically, what we need to do is, if the minister pays us, give half the payment to the dwarves for the information.
Or
Finders.
or percentage. Not
Well,
half.
a cut.
A percent
We'll
take a
of the
cut.
finder's fee. They're taking a finder's fee.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're gonna take the finder's fee.
Yep.
We just don't have to tell them what we
I
got paid.
actually kind of want to take both the quests, the rat one and the cat one.
Yeah, which
God,
So
one?
I
catch the
kind of
cat
do,
and
but
kill
at
the
the
rat.
same time, I don't want to know how many fucking rats are down there and how long that's gonna take us to do.
We
The
Let's
cat one
do-
we could do this session, I guarantee you.
That's
and you
what I
can
figured.
grab the
We
rat
can-
one and do it later.
Mhm.
we can grab
We
that
can do that one
cat
after
and
we handle the
use
Manticore
it
stuff, or
Ooh,
we can do it
use
before
the
we handle
cat
Manticore stuff.
to
To kill the rats.
To kill the rats.
Brilliant.
It's foolproof.
Big
It's
brain.
full
Absolute
Big-
foolproof.
Alright.
galaxy.
So
brain.
you guys grab the cat quest, which doesn't pay a lot. It will pay you a gold piece each. Ms. Dee Dee is an old woman who was a teacher her whole life and doesn't have a lot in her retirement years.
That's enough for Torin.
Yeah, no, it's fine. Not that big of a
Alright,
deal. It's not
so-
that out of the way.
Time to start scouring the city for a cat.
Mm-hmm.
It's a what are they called? Tabby cat.
Aww.
It's a tabby cat with a little pink collar on it.
Kitty.
So
Did it have any sort of favorite treats or favorite?
she said it loved to eat rats.
Maybe we should go
Huh.
to
Um,
Her
rats.
her
I'm
her
gonna ask
her
if there's
husband-
anything
her late husband ran a bakery, so they got the cat to deal with
yeah.
the mice and the rats.
So
so-
the cat might actually be in the sewers already dealing with rats.
Where is the husband's grave?
Oh, good question. It's in a sort of like graveyard situation. It's run by clerics of Silix, but yeah, there's like a graveyard sort of in the back corner of the city.
Yeah, that's where Torrin's gonna check first. Once he heard the late husband.
All right.
I'm gonna
roll,
ask if there's like I'm sorry. Go ahead and
No,
do
it's
the
all
thing
right.
with Torin. Oh, if there was like a blanket or something that the cat loved,
No.
or like anything that the cat like would have, like a bed or anything,
No,
like a cat bed.
no, there
Okay,
wasn't a
nothing
cat
like that.
bed.
Okay.
I'm just gonna try and find and grab a rat, either living or dead.
Uh, so
That's fair.
you guys spread out. You can spread out to different places. Oh, sorry. Spread out to different
Hey,
different
Maddie.
places.
What, hello?
Alex says hello.
We all say hello.
They all
Okay.
say hello. And while you're at the graveyard, Torin, make a perception check. Oh, and everyone just make general perception checks while you're
Just perception.
fanning out. Yeah.
Hell yeah, that ain't bad.
Oh. You rolled so many nat ones, dude. What the fuck?
I know.
I don't know. I don't know why.
Crazy. I don't like it.
Kelson
Hey,
just
this
has
is not a combat
ADHD.
session.
That's his problem. He's
Confirmed.
really distracted, so he can't do perception.
Fucking confirmed.
Ooh, shiny.
Okay, so. Oh my god. Did she not let the dog out? Sparky. Settle, my son.
Settle my son.
The boy.
So.
Ooh, I hear
Torin,
the boy.
You, Let me take care of this. I just hear him lightly growling in the background.
I do hear him, yeah.
He's so adorable.
Sparks. Okay. Let me let you out. There you go. Boom. You got it. Okay. Taken care of. And, wow. Justin.
What?
You see a tabby cat laying on top of the gravestone of Miss Dee Dee's late husband.
I go to the cat.
Make an animal handling check.
Oh boy.
I'm proficient.
Oh, hell yeah, with advantage.
Thank God. Thank God for that last second for. And then
Last second.
And not quite the way you wanted it to be, but you like reach out towards it and its eyes go wide like a cat that's hunting, and it jumps on your face and starts clawing and scratching at you, and you just grab it and like pull it away from your face, and it's like trying to get at you, and then eventually like kind of gives up and just like its arms go like this, like
This goes limp.
limp, and then it just accepts its fate at that point.
Fine.
I still have the daisy. I will put it on the grave.
Aw. You get some inspiration for that, Torin.
Aww.
Thank you.
No problem, man. So as you all reconvene at Miss Dee Dee, and you give her her beloved cat, she says, "Thank you, dearie. It's not a lot," and she hands you 5 gold pieces.
1 gold for each.
1 gold for each.
Oh.
I tell the lady where I found the cat, and I give my condolences.
And she nods, and then she goes, "Oh God, this will be fun."
Okay.
I never even had a husband. What are you on about?
What?
Who?
Tong seems to really like you. He might come by and visit. He's been known to. And the cat just looks up at you, Torin, and its tongue does a blep.
Blip. I pet the cat.
Does it do the slow blink thing?
Yes, and it purrs.
Wholesome burp.
Aww.
Wholesome verb. And That takes a good few hours, and you need to sleep at this point.
Yeah.
It's been a long day.
You return to the tavern, and Nix, you see the gray stranger sitting in the corner.
With renewed energy. She makes her way towards him.
Oh, for the love of God.
You can go the fuck to bed.
Jesus.
You're gonna get yourself killed.
No,
or
it's fine. It's
One of
fine.
these days.
It's fine.
It's only
be
a matter
fine.
of time.
I hand.
And I
Nick
go
the
and I
dog.
begin bothering this man.
Alright. You
Kelsey
sit.
just fucking goes to bed.
Alright. You sit down, and they're playing solitaire, like they always are. And they're just playing.
Let's see. Wait, do I have a deck of playing cards? I feel like I should, or like a set of whatever the fuck. Do I? I think I do. Yeah, I'm gonna set out my own set of cards and fucking. I'm gonna mirror him for a while, where I just play the same thing, even if it's not actually like the correct way to play my game of solitaire. I will mimic his moves
Okay.
to a certain point to see if there's any change.
Okay.
Mhm.
You do this.
I do this.
And you play a game of solitaire, and he wins, and you are terribly behind.
Incorrect.
Yes. And then he starts his second game, and he wins the second game. He starts the third game. He wins the third game.
And eventually you get to the point where you're actually correct.
Yes.
Yeah. I want to see the point where I actually win one.
After his 15th win, you win one.
Holy fuck!
And
I didn't think that'd actually work.
and then he's into 25 games at this point.
Yeah, no. After I win one, she'll just kind of marvel at that and just, well, that didn't work. I'm gonna try and reach out for his cards again, see if that force field is still there.
Yeah.
Still there?
You
Okay.
reach out and
I want to see if it's around him and his cards completely.
yes.
Yes?
And
No way to get around it?
do I see her just like annoying the hell
Yes.
guy? I get up from my chair, like a deep sigh, and I wander over and just grab you by the collar of your jacket.
Hey, 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 hey!
Stop bothering
I
the
slip out of
butler.
my jacket.
Damn. She's got you.
This is not the first time she's been grabbed by the jacket. And I continue what I'm doing with an eye on Athrain.
That's a lot of tens for
Yeah,
strength.
Jesus.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Make an athletics check or acrobatics of your choice.
Actually, Crow, do you have any proficiency in
Yes.
athletics?
No.
Okay, cool.
Or acrobatics?
So I'm gonna use acrobatics. I'm not proficient in it, but
Here we go. Yeah.
Dang!
She's a slippery gnome. But Athrain, you hear a voice in your head. Not particularly male or female, just a voice say, "Thanks for trying."
oh no, now I know I actually am bothering him.
You don't know that. Only Athrain hears
No,
that.
Nyx does not. Nyx does not. So she'll keep doing what she's doing. But Alex is guilty now. So
Yeah, eventually he wins his 27th game of you dodging Athrain and keep trying to grab their cards. And then they gather up their cards, place them in their deck, put them back in their pack, and turn and just walk
Oh,
upstairs.
They have deck boxes. These boys playing Yu-Gi-Oh!
with solitaire Yu-Gi-Oh.
And they go upstairs, presumably to go to bed.
Why must you bother every strange thing that happens in this?
That's how you keep things lively and interesting. Besides, I didn't get hit this time. See that as a win.
Only because I couldn't land a blow on you.
And
I mean, come on. You gotta say, you can't tell me you weren't having fun trying to catch me.
No.
Give you something to do.
No!
Just straight up.
All
I
right.
gave you something to do.
Do you guys head to bed?
Yes, and
Okay.
I try and grab my jacket from Athrane's hands.
No, I keep it above you.
Oh no!
I have claimed this jacket for the day.
You're grounded,
Yeah.
young lady.
Yeah, your slippery nature ain't gonna fix the fact that you are half her size.
That's true.
Which should have given me advantage on the fucking. Not that I needed it, but.
So, as you all head to bed and complete your long rest, you feel yourselves empowered by your stances, your morals, your willingness to help.
Stances.
And you level up to level 2.
Hell yeah!
And that is where we will end session tonight. Thank you all so much for watching, tuning in, and dealing with us bickering in character for like 45 minutes.
This is just gonna be the whole campaign.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be great.
Yeah. Oh my god,
Uh,
absolutely. Anytime a critical decision. Character. for
I'm leveling
45
you
minutes.
up to level 2 because I realized I put a Manticore quest in front of you and you would die if you were level 1. So,
I will roll that hit dice.
thank you all
Hey,
so
yeah,
much for
why don't we do
watching.
that live?
Alright.
Sure, we can do that live.
Hey!
Hey,
That puts me at 26.
not bad. You might survive one round of Manticore sex.
Oh.
Uh-oh! Alright, so we rolled some HP. Thank you all so much for watching, and until next time, let the good times roll.